All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. We'll pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote in me. But if you believe not his writing, how should you believe my word? Shalom me. All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Come on, say for Revelation 5.
And I saw on the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong Malachim proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And no man in Shamayim, nor on the earth, nor under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
Shalom, Jay.
And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Yehudah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book.
Shalom, Brother Herman, man.
And to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 ruachs of Elohim, sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
Yep.
When he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. And they sung a new song, saying, You are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
That's right.
For you were slain and have redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Indeed.
And have made us unto our Elohim kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
That's good, man. Coming to Zechariah 4 and 11. We won't read the totality of it this evening. Shalom, Brother Marlon Manco. We done read it so many times over the course of 3 weeks that it's not necessary.
Then answered I and said unto him, What are these 2 olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick, and upon the left side thereof? And I answered again and said unto him, Would be these 2 olive branches, which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves? And he answered me and said, Know you not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then said he, These are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth.
That's good. So check it. We went through Zechariah 4 dealing with the 2 witnesses. In contrast to dealing with those 2 witnesses and reading Revelation 5, we had to talk about the seals. In regards to talking about the seals, Wednesday we started talking about Revelation 5 with that flying roll going over the earth, cutting off everybody off on the side as representative of Hamashiach's return. Now we'll get into Zechariah 5 and 5, and we'll start talking about the ephod of iniquity. Go. What's up, man?
And then the Malachim that talked to me went forth and said unto me,
What he said?
Lift up now your eyes and see what is this that go forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephod that go forth. He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth.
And behold,
there was lifted up a talent of lead.
And there was a woman that what?
Sit in the midst of the ephod.
And he said what?
This is wickedness. And he cast it into the midst of the ephod.
And he weighed what?
Cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof.
What did he say after that?
And I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a storm.
And they lifted up the what?
The ephod between the earth and Shamayim. Then said I to the Malachim that talked with me, Where do these bear the ephod?
He said unto me,
To build it in the house in the land of Shinar.
And that what?
It shall be established and set there upon her own.
Now I ask y'all this question. Where's the land of Shinar? Peace, Brother Joseph. Who can tell me where the land of Shinar is? Who knows where the land of Shinar is? I don't know what that say. Indeed, Joseph, that's in Babylon. Now, isn't that interesting? Now read verse 5 again. 5 and 5. Pay attention.
Then the Malachim that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now your eyes and see what is this that go forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephod that go forth. He said, Moreover, this is the resemblance through all the earth. Behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman.
It was lifted up a what?
A talent of lead.
And what he said it in?
This is a woman that's sitting in the midst of the ephod.
Now pause. Now what you think this talent of lead is getting lifted up in the midst of the ephod for? What it is? Deuteronomy 25. Pick it up at verse 14, man. Calm down, boy.
You shall not have in your house diverse measures, a great and a small. But you shall have a perfect and just weight.
A perfect and what?
Just weight.
Why is that?
Perfect and just measure shall you have, that your days may be lengthened, and the land which Yahuwah your Elohim gives you.
You got to go with your mama. Read it again. Go with your mama. Y'all making noise. Go.
So you shall not have in your house diverse measures.
You won't have in your house what?
Diverse measures.
Now we're gonna look and see how Babylon got diverse measures. Go ahead.
But you shall have a perfect and just weight.
A perfect and what?
Just weight.
And what else?
A perfect and just measure.
And what else?
Have, that your days may be lengthened in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim.
Now I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to Ecclesiastes 7:26. I told you this is an instance of a passage that you can look at it naturally or you can look at it spiritually.
And I find more bitter than death the woman.
I find more bitter than what?
Than death the woman.
Whose
heart is snares and nets.
And her hands
as bands.
What else?
Whoso please Elohim shall escape from
Whoso
her.
do what?
Please Elohim shall escape from
but
her.
The sinner
shall be taken by her.
Now you can look at that naturally and you can look at that spiritually. Or if you're a wicked bastard, boy, a bitter woman gonna take you and carry you straight down to hell, man. Now, since we talking about Babylon and we've done this in the past with that particular passage as it pertains to Babylon, I want you to weigh and consider. And since we're talking about Babylon, we'll hit several verses that speak on Babylon. Let's go to the first one. Let's go to Isaiah 13:1. Now we pause in Zechariah 5 for the moment because the land of Shinar with the ephah of iniquity being lifted up is by no reason. Now I have another question for you. During what time period was Zechariah prophesying in? Well, I'll answer it for you. About the same time as Isaiah. You know what I'm talking about? They around the same time. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, just on general principle purposes. If I can get around there in a timely fashion. You look at Zechariah 1:1, it tell you that in the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius came the word unto Zechariah, the son of Bechariah, peace brother, oh my man, the son of Edo the prophet. So guess what that means, where he at? If Darius is reigning, what's already happened? Can anybody tell me that? If he's prophesying during the time of Darius, what has already happened? Not just that, something else has occurred. If Zechariah is prophesying during the time of Darius, the Medes, what has happened? Oh, don't nobody got an answer. Oh, my God, today. Let me help you out. Now the Medes ain't done, but Babylon is done. The Medes ain't done if he prophesying during the time of Darius. But this is what passage word wise that should come to mind. I want you to come over here to Daniel chapter 4. Is it 4? No. I want you to come over here to Daniel chapter 5. Let me see where we want to start at because we don't want to waste no time. Pick this up at verse 11. Daniel 5:11.
There's a man in your kingdom in whom the Ruach of the Kadash gods, and in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods is found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, your father, the king, I say, your father, made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers, for as much as an excellent.
Oh, matter of fact, Paul, do him a favor. Read verse 1, because that's just going to be improper. Daniel 5:1.
Belshazzar the king made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which is in Jerusalem.
Right.
That the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein.
And then they
brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of Elohim, which was at Jerusalem, and the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines drank in them. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone.
What happened?
In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hands and rolled over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace.
What happened?
And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote them. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another.
The man was terrified. Now you can drop down to verse 11. Hey, chill out, Joanne. Chill out.
Say, there's a man in your kingdom in whom is the ruach of the Kadash gods, and in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, is found in him. Whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, your father, the king, I say your father, made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. For as much as an excellent ruach and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams, and showing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubts, were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation.
Now we could deal with verse 12 as it pertains to Yahushua having an excellent spirit of knowledge and understanding and interpreting dreams and showing hard sentences and dissolving of doubts. But that's another conversation for another day. Go ahead.
Then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel,
what did he say?
That Daniel, which are of the children of the captivity of Yehuda, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry.
I have heard of you.
That the ruach of the gods is in you,
and that light
and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in you.
What else?
And now the wise men, the astrologers, have brought in before me that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. They could not show the interpretation of the thing.
They couldn't show it.
And I have heard of you that you can make interpretations and dissolve doubts.
Then what Daniel said?
Now, if you can read this writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, you shall be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about your neck. You
Go ahead.
Be the third ruler in the kingdom.
Come on.
Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let your gifts be to yourself and give your rewards to another.
Let your gifts be to what?
To yourself and give your rewards to another.
Go ahead.
Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation.
That's right.
O you king, the Most High Elohim gave Nebuchadnezzar your father a kingdom and majesty and esteem and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, whom he slew, and
whom you what?
He kept alive.
And whom he would what?
He set up.
And then whom he would what?
He put down.
But when his heart
was lifted up
and his hardened
and pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his esteem from him.
He was driven from what?
The sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was the wild asses.
And they fed him what?
With the grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of Shamim. So he knew that the Most High Elohim ruled in the kingdom of men.
And appoint over it.
Whomsoever he will.
And you, his son,
O Belshazzar, have not humbled your heart, though you knew all this.
You do all this.
But have lifted up yourself against the Lord of Shamim, and they have brought the vessels of his house before you, and you and your lords, your wives, your concubines have drunk wine.
See, this is violation is he took the Kadash vessels and used them for drinking cups. Listen what happened.
And you have praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone.
Which what?
See not.
No, what's happening, Rohan?
Nor hear, nor know, and the Elohim in whose hands your breath is, and whose are all your ways, have you not esteemed.
Then part of the hand
sent from him, and this writing was written.
And what's the writing?
This is the writing that was written upon Mene, Tekel, Parsin.
This is the interpretation of what?
Of the thing. Mene, Elohim have numbered your kingdom and finished it.
Tekel.
You are weighed in the balance.
Hold on, you weighed in the what?
In the balance.
And you're found what?
Wanting.
See, now that takes us back to Zechariah 5, that land of Shinar is going to be weighed in the balances, and she's going to be found wanting. I want you to give them the definition of wanting.
That is considered lacking, wanting, deficient.
And that's the part of it. When you look at having a just weight and a just balance, you don't want to be found when you weighed in the balance that you be found deficient. See, a lot of people don't have no problem being found deficient. You don't want to be found wanting. Read that verse again.
It says, this is the interpretation of the thing. Elohim have numbered your kingdom and finished it. You are weighed in the balances and are found wanting.
You're weighed in the what?
In the balances and are found wanting.
Now do me a favor, man, because I want to go through passages that speak about this. You dig? I want you to come over here to Proverbs 20 and 23.
Diverse weights are an abomination unto Yahuwah.
What else?
And a false balance is not good.
It's not what?
It's not good.
Come on now come over here to Job 31 and 4.
Do not he see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot have hasted to deceit,
go ahead.
Let me be weighed in an even balance.
Let me be weighed in a what?
In an even balance, that Elohim may know integrity.
Car. Now tell him, give him even, give him balance, give him integrity. I'm gonna hold the rest of them because I don't want to divert down a different road too long. Go ahead.
Evening is the dog. Justice.
Give me a right. Give me a. Hey man, righteous balance. You did? Go ahead.
Balance is mosaic, that's scales, or balances, a pair of scales.
Go ahead.
And then integrity, that is tuma, integrity or innocence.
So when you take this into account, right, give him Proverbs 11 and 1 real quick, like. And then we come back to Daniel 5, you did? That is correct. He's about to read that, Trina.
A false balance is abomination to Yahuwah.
False balance is a what?
Abomination to Yahuwah. But a just weight is his delight.
His just weight is his delight. So read Job 31 and 6 one more time.
So let me be weighed in an even balance that Elohim may know my integrity.
Let me be, see, if you weighed in a righteous balance, he'll know your innocency. You know what I'm talking about? So when you come back over here, and I'm referencing this because of what we read about the land of Shinar. Because this means it's telling you about the whore of Babylon. Because Babylon had already been disposed. This prophecy in Daniel 5 has already been accomplished when Zechariah is saying what he's saying in Zechariah 5. Darius and the Medes have taken over. You're going to read that in verse 28 in Daniel 5 in a moment. The Medes have taken over. So that means what he's referring to is not referring to the time of the Medes. You know what I'm talking about? So what time of Babylon at that particular time? Because this has been accomplished in Daniel 5. Go back to Daniel 5 and 25.
And this is the writing that was written, Mani Tekel of Parsin.
This is the interpretation of the thing.
Mani, Elohim have numbered your kingdom and finished it.
To call.
You are weighed in the balances and are found wanting.
So pause, that means you're found deficient. Read me Psalm 62 and 7. You're found deficient. You're lacking. You're wanting. Remember, we're looking at the ephah of iniquity. You understand? There's an ephah being weighed in Zechariah 5. Go ahead.
And Elohim is my salvation and my esteem. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in Elohim.
Go ahead.
Trust in him at all times. Yea, your people, pour out your heart before him. Elohim is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie.
Go ahead.
To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity.
To be laid in the what?
To be laid in the balance.
They're altogether what?
Lighter than vanity.
See, this is what Belshazzar is finding out. Come on back to Daniel 5 and read verse 28.
Peres, your kingdom is divided.
And given to the who?
Medes and Persians.
Given to the who?
Medes and Persians.
Then commanded
Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom.
It was that night.
Was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain.
And who took over?
And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
This man, 62 years old. Darius take over. Slow, Sister Gina. Read Zechariah 1 and 1 more time. Then we come back to Isaiah 13.
Saying the 8th month in the 2nd year of Darius came the word of
second month of who?
Of Darius.
So this word, that's when Zechariah started prophesying, this right after Darius take over. Now let's come to look at Isaiah 13 and 1. And then we'll come right back to Zechariah 5, man.
The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
Lift up your what?
A banner upon the high mountain.
And exalt your what?
Voice unto them.
And shake the what?
The hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Pause. When you see him say, lift up a banner and exalt the voice, what passages do you believe would go along with what's being said here? Now, you have people who argue that those things are fulfilled and that's their business. I don't participate in such things. I don't particularly care. You have people that say, oh, the Lord done came back, everything over with. Yet the world is continuing in all manner of degradation and damnation. That would mean that God is a liar. You know what I'm talking about? But that's neither here nor there. Do me a favor, Civic. Give me this 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. Remember, we were talking about the seals, and then the seals lead to the trumpets. You know what I'm talking about? After you read that, after you read this 2 Thessalonians, man, what is the other one at, man? Go to Isaiah 27 and 12 after that. Come on.
But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
That's right.
That you sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will Elohim bring with him.
What else?
For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
Indeed.
For the Lord himself shall descend from Shamaim with a shout.
With a what?
With a shout.
Wouldn't that sound like that he's exalted the voice unto them that and shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles? Guess who gates they going into? He said there will be no tears when Yahushua return. Oh, it's going to be a lot of tears, baby. It's going to be a lot of tears. When the Lord come back, it's going to be a lot of tears. You know what I'm saying? Remember, he told you there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh, it's going to be a lot of tears. This is going to be a lot of blood being shed. We were talking about power dynamics. You know what I'm saying? So read that Revelation 11 and what it is. 17. If it ain't 17, then it's going to be 14.
Saying, we give thanks, O Lord, Elohim Almighty.
Yeah, give me 14.
Say the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly.
Listen.
The seventh Malachim sounded, and there were great voices in Shamaim saying,
what they say?
The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord, and of the Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Ever and ever. Read me Revelation 1 and 7. After that, Jeremiah 25. We say, Rohan, it's going to be serious. Everyone getting cut, even if they survive the fire. Yeah, it's going to be an ugly ordeal, and that's putting it nicely.
Behold, he cometh clouds, and every eye shall see him. They also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
All kindreds of the earth will do what?
Shall wail because of him.
Jeremiah 25 and 30. Matter of fact, make it 25 and 27. This is Jeremiah. Matter of fact, let's keep it gangster with it, because he's talking about doggone Babylon in Jeremiah 25. So let's just go ahead and run it down. This is what I want you to do. Go to 15. He talking about the cup of his fury. Let it be known. Run it, because this will tie you back to Jeremiah 50 and 51. Because if we're going to deal with it, we're just going to deal with it in its totality. Come on.
But thus saith Yahuwah Elohim Yasharal.
Take the what?
The wine of the cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all nations to whom I send you to drink it.
Send all the nations, cause them to do what?
To drink it.
And they shall what?
Drink and be moved.
And be what?
And be mad because of the sword that I will send among them.
But you took what?
The cup at Yahuwah's hand.
And made what?
All the nations to drink unto whom
Yahuwah did what?
Sent me.
To who? Where the first place you went?
Jerusalem and the cities of Yehuda and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and astonishment and hissing and a curse, as it is this day.
Come on.
Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants, and his princes, and all his people.
And all the
mingled people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, Ashkelon, Azaz, Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod,
Edom,
Moab,
children of
Ammon,
kings of
Tyrus,
all the kings of
Sidon,
all the kings of
the isles which are beyond the sea,
Dedan,
Hema, and Buz, and all that are in the utmost corners, all the kings of Arabia, all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert.
Effectively, this everybody. But go ahead.
And all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of the Medes,
and all the kings of the
north,
far,
and near,
one with
another,
all the kingdoms,
of the world,
all the kingdoms,
of the world,
all the kingdoms,
of the world,
which are upon
the face of the earth,
and the king
Shishak
shall drink.
After them.
Now that's my question to you: who is the king of Shishak, or where is the king of Shishak located? Give him Shishak by definition, man. Help him out.
That is your fine linen. Another name for Babylon, apparently taken from the goddess Shak.
Remember, we didn't talk about the god Shishak. This Babylon. He said Babylon gonna drink it. Notice he named everybody and made sure he finished with Babylon at the end. This is Jeremiah 25 and 27. Listen what he said.
Say, therefore ye shall say unto them, thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, Elohim Yasharal, drink you and be drunken and spew and fall and rise no more, because of the sword which I will send among you. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at your hand to drink, then shall you say unto them, thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, you shall certainly drink.
You shall certainly what?
Drink.
For lo,
I begin to bring evil on the city,
which is called
by my name.
And should you
be utterly unpunished,
you shall not be
unpunished.
For I will call for
sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahuwah.
Therefore prophesy
you against them all these words, and say unto them,
Yahuwah
shall roar from on high.
He'll roar from where?
On high.
Now see, hold on. Stay where you at, right? He said he'll roar from on high, right? Now I'm gonna read something to you in Joanne. Put them things back in that folder and put it back where it goes. Now I'm gonna read you Joel 3 and 16 and look at what he says. Yahuwah also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And Shamahim and the Arat shall shake, but Yahuwah will be the hope of his people, the strength of the sons of Yasharal. Again, Yahuwah shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. Now, this is tied into what you heard in Thessalonians, because it said he'll come with a shout and a trumpet. You know what I'm talking about? Not just, and why is he coming with a shout and a trumpet? Because you should remember from your law with what? Memorial blowing of trumpets. That shout and that blowing of the trumpet is the sign of an alarm or a sign of war, or also a sign for the camps to move. You know what I'm saying? All these things going to interconnect, intersect, and relate to. Hey, leave this stuff alone. That's not even yours. Hey, give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Because you're going to tear something up. Give it here. If you got no business fooling with it. Give me that. Stop playing. Come on with it, man. Jeremiah 25 and 30, one more time.
Therefore prophesy you against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahuwah shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his Kadash habitation.
He shall mightily
roar upon his habitation.
He shall give a
shout.
Ain't that? And you wondering why Paul used certain verbiage. As they that what?
Tread the grapes.
Paul. Now what Revelation 14 and 14 tell you? I don't know. Look at it, Sibit, and tell me what Revelation 14 and 14 say. He said he's going to mightily roar upon his habitation, give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. Now imagine what Revelation 14 and 14 say, which is the same thing that Joel chapter 3 say.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown.
But Joel say the harvest is ripe. Put the sickle in and reap. Go ahead.
And in his hand a sharp sickle. And another Malachim came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud.
What he said?
Thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap.
It's time to reap.
For the harvest of the earth is ripe.
It's ripe.
And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another Malachim came out of the temple, which is in Shamaim, he also having a sharp sickle. And another Malachim came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying,
what he said?
Thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Fully ripe.
And the Malachim
Peace, brother Nate.
thrust in the sickle in the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. And the winepress was trodden without the city. Blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
I can't tell you nothing other than that's a whole lot of blood. Come back and read Jeremiah 25 and 30 one more time.
Therefore prophesy you against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahuwah shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his Kadash habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth.
A noise.
Shall come even to the ends of the earth.
For Yahuwah.
Have a controversy with the nations.
He will what?
Plead with all flesh.
He will give them.
That are wicked to the sword, saith Yahuwah.
That's where we go back to Revelation 19 about. But go ahead. Thus saith Yahuwah.
Of hosts,
behold,
evil shall go forth from nation to nation.
A great whirlwind
shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
And in that day, in the slain of Yahuwah,
shall be at that day.
From what?
One end of the earth
unto the
other end of the earth.
And they will not be what?
Lamented,
neither
gathered,
nor
buried.
They shall be what?
Dung upon the ground.
That means it's a lot of people gonna die. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of people gonna die, which is why Revelation 1 and 7 said that the people will wail because of him. And you know, it just is what it is. And it comes down to the one particular thing. Okay, I say the nations are angry. And you know, I think we read a little bit at the back end of Revelation 18 about Babylon. And it stated that how all these nations or kingdoms was getting money with the whore. You know what I'm saying? When you strip away a lot of things, man, and you get to the root of the matter, stuff be about wealth and power. You know what I'm saying? Wealth and power. And you have to be a plumb dumb fool to think that people are going to willingly give up their wealth and power. You know what I'm talking about? He said wail means to like scared to the point of passing out or fainting, I believe. Give him wail by definition in Revelation 1 and 7. in the Greek. Come on, get up. Come on. Get up. You gotta crawl from under that. Come on.
That is that is
Get
kopto.
up.
That is to cut, strike, smite, to cut from, to cut off, to beat one's breast for grief, to lament, to mourn, to wail.
It means to lament, to mourn, to wail.
Or specifically to beat the breast in grief.
To beat the breast in grief. Now, it's a whole lot of people going to, because you got to remember, he tell you that a noise, he's got a controversy for the nations, he'll plead with all flesh. When you read Revelation 14, when he tell you that the sickle is right, go to Joel 3 and 7, because it ties into another thing we read, because he's gathering all these people to the valley of decision to battle. These people going to battle this man, which takes us to what's in Revelation 17 about these people giving all their authority over to the beast to make war with the Lamb. But go ahead, man.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yehuda.
Mm-hmm.
They shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahuwah hath spoken. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men.
Prepare what?
Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords, your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen. Gather yourselves together.
Assemble yourselves and come, all you who?
All you heathen. Gather yourselves together round about. There cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Okay.
Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
That's good right there. You see how he gonna gather them all up. And like I say, when they see this man coming through, they're going to be wailing and hollering. Man, look at man, it's going to be people falling out dead. It's going to be something, it's not something our mind could even fathom. To be 100% honest with you. Come on back to Isaiah 13 and 1. Still holding Zechariah 5, by the way. 5 and 5 to be specific.
The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift you up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Tell them what banner means, man. So that's why Amos said, woe to those that desire that day. Yeah, he said it's going to be like a day a man put his hand on the, matter of fact, get that for me, man. What that is? Amos, what, 5 and 8? I didn't Amos 5 and 8. Just read 5 and 8, tell me what it says. No, that ain't fine. Grab that for you, man. 5 and 18. Amos 5 and 18. Listen what it say.
Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahuwah. To what end is it for you?
You say woe unto them that what?
Desire the day of Yahuwah.
What end is that day?
For you.
Why?
The day of Yahuwah is darkness
and not
light.
What else?
As if a man did flee from a lion
and got what?
And a bear met him.
Say you got away from the lion, but a bear caught you.
Or went into the house and laid his hand on the wall.
And a serpent bit it.
Shall not the day of Yahuwah be darkness and not light?
And not light. A day of what?
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
And if it's very dark and no brightness in it, it's the definition of I am Yahuwah. I create light. I create darkness. I do good and evil. I, Yahuwah, do all these things. And you know, evil by definition can mean destruction or calamity. So in the day of Yahuwah, there's going to be calamity and destruction. You know what I'm talking about? That's not a day of light. This is why, matter of fact, read 2 Peter, right? Chapter 3, verse 8. I just want you to hear what Peter had to say in that regard.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men do count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish.
Not willing that what?
Any should perish.
But that all should what?
Come to repentance.
What else?
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
As a what?
As a thief in the night.
What else?
And the wood Shamahim shall pass away with a great noise.
And what?
The elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And what else?
Also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Burned up.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
What manner
of persons ought you to be?
To be found in what?
All Kadash conversation and godliness.
What else?
Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Elohim, wherein Shamahim's being on fire shall be dissolved.
He said, but we,
and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise,
look for what?
New Shamaim and a new earth wherein dwell righteousness.
So those who, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth where the righteousness of God dwell at, where life dwell at. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, you have a desire for the vengeance, but you don't have a desire for that day, because that day ain't profitable to you at all. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no light in that day, Gwen. It's going to be a whole lot of swords swinging and no flour bringing. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's going to be a lot of, that man said he's going to leave dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other, and he's going to leave them on the ground as human excrement. You understand? As human excrement. Like straight up. Like it's you know what I'm saying? And people like to try to put it in movies of what it looked like, but the reality is we can't fathom that in our brain, because it's not going to be like any battle that has ever been fought or ever seen to understand the mass amount of casualties that's going to happen in that day. Because you have to remember something. We just read it the other day. He said, even though if Israel be as the sand of the sea, it's still a remnant. And we ain't even read passages where it say when these plagues go to hitting the earth, that these people still ain't going to repent. Because we could see that with Pharaoh and the Egyptians. All them plagues was hitting them. They still didn't repent. So that means when that time comes, these people going to gather up to fight this man. We keep talking about it. Read in Revelation 17 and 10. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Since Zechariah 5 taking us to dealing with Babylon, this is a very labor-intensive topic, to say the least. Will we probably delve into it to every intricate detail? Probably not, because we would have had to lead with this. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you start going through Jeremiah 50 and 51 and Isaiah 13 and Isaiah 22 and Isaiah 47 and Revelation 17, 18, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, things you could put in that pot right there, man. You know what I'm talking about? But go ahead. He said, he even said the kingdom, the mind. Yeah. And Isaiah 64, absolutely. Say, I have not ear have not, I haven't seen, and ear haven't heard, and the heart of man has not perceived what Elohim has prepared for those who wait for him. You know what I'm talking about? But come on with it.
Say, here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads, there are 7 mountains on which the woman sits.
That's right.
There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, the other is not yet
So
come.
when he talking about 7 mountains, a lot of people like to look at that and say that's dealing with Rome or the Vatican. And they forget that, at least in Hebrew, mountains is the word har. But mountains are symbolic of government and rulership. You know what I'm talking about? Not literal mountains. You know, and you should know that. Read them Isaiah 2 and 1. This is how you should know that.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Yehuda and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahuwah's house shall be established.
The mountain of the what?
Of Yahuwah's house.
The mountain of what?
Of Yahuwah's house.
Okay.
Shall be established in the top of the mountains.
In the top of the who?
Mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Now, Paul, forgive me if you feel like, we don't need to look at this. I just want to be very deliberate and specific so you understand when they say that this 7 mountains that she's sitting on, that what the mountains refer to. That's not talking about mountains as forth as a mountainous region. You know what I'm saying? Why people like to point and say, oh, that's the Vatican. It's talking about sitting on 7 kings, 7 places of rulership. Do me another favor. Read Psalms 24 and 1 for another witness of the same concept.
The earth is Yahuwah's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein.
Mm-hmm.
For he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Mm-hmm. Who shall ascend into the hill of Yahuwah? Now,
hill is the word for mountain. Read it, give them the definition of the word, the Hebrew word for hill. It should be hard, and that's mountain.
That's all.
And the definition of it is?
We got hill, mountain, hill country, or mount.
Go ahead.
He says, or who shall stand at his Kadash place?
Mm-hmm.
He that hath clean hands and a pure heart.
That's right.
Who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully.
That's right.
He shall receive the blessing from Yahuwah, and righteousness from the Elohim of his salvation.
That's good. I just wanted to give you 2 instances to understand that. Said make Matthew 4 and 8 hit even more clear. Read Matthew 4 and 8 for those who may not be aware of what that says.
Again, the devil take him up into a exceeding high mountain, and show him all the kingdoms of the world.
You see how that not praise you. You see how this is now. You see how this is another witness that's showing you that mountains is referring to kingdoms, rulership, power, authority. You know what I'm talking about? Not necessarily referring to mountainous regions. You did? Back to Revelation 17 and 10.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and go into perdition.
Go into destruction.
And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet.
That's right.
But received power as kings, 1 hour with the beast.
1 hour with the beast.
These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength.
They got one mind to do what?
They shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb.
Make war with the what?
The Lamb.
So you can see that all these people together is the ones who going to make war with the Lamb. See, this takes us to Daniel 8 when he said he'll be destroyed by the Lamb, but without hand, or the Prince of Princes without hand. Why he say, hey, the earth is ripe, stick in the sickle. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords.
That's right.
King of kings.
What else?
They that are with him are called, chosen, and faithful.
And those that are with him are called what?
Chosen and faithful.
Now, he said those that are with him are called what?
Are called and chosen and faithful.
Now read Isaiah 13 and 3 and look at that. Now look what he said, I've commanded. This is Isaiah 13 and 3.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
He called us who?
My sanctified ones, and called my mighty ones from
now
my anger.
We can go read Isaiah 27 and 12.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt. You shall be gathered one by one.
One by one, baby.
O you children of Yasharal. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown.
Pause. When the great trumpet is blown, of course, when we remember, you should recall this from what happened with Jericho. The walls fell. They ran in, made war with it, overthrew it. You know what I'm talking about? LaJohn had to send. I have to put the link in the community tab for the video because LaJohn made something where you could type in certain key letters and it'll show whatever videos that's tied into. You know what I'm saying? And I believe it should be on this particular channel. I don't think it's on the other two because we dealt with Jericho, the 7 trumpets, as it pertains to Revelation. Time be moving by about 10 some odd years ago. You know what I'm talking about? So when you look at it in that regard, you did seeing how that works. That 7th trumpet, war's getting fought after that 7th trumpet. When that 7th trumpet is blown, it's wartime. You understand? And that's what kind of like the Song of Moses come in at in Exodus 15 and why that's referenced in Revelation 15, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a song of proclamation after winning war, which is why Exodus 15 says Yahuwah is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? So when you take that and you weigh that and you consider that, and I'm also, and the main key point that I really want you to pay attention to, especially because we're looking at Shinar having the ephah weighed in the balance, because a lot of people like, oh, God done killed more people than Satan. People only want to look at it like that because they don't want to actually take a peek behind the curtain and understand that this man don't do nothing to nobody without cause. So the things that are happening to these people is they're reaping the reward of their iniquity. See, man only respects consequences and retribution when it's rendered from man. You know what I'm talking about? See, they don't believe that God should ever render and execute consequences for your behavior, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? Because it really shows the amount of disrespect that you actually have for this man, that you try to disguise as actual love. You feel me? Because if you love the man, you would respect the man. And if you respect the man, you would obey the man. You know what I'm saying? Which is really the only reason why he said, oh, because, I be seeing people post this type of stuff all the time. Like we just had a conversation, right? They were arguing this FBA stuff. But my dog said something real because he identified with FBA, and this is real talk because I agree with him. You only see people talking about FBA on the internet. Nigga ain't ran into nobody in real life ever who says anything about being FBA. You know what I'm saying? Now, why am I referencing that? Because I remember I told a sister who had an issue with ISUPK because she was supposed to be a part of it. And I say, she was like, these Israelites everywhere. I say, man, you do know that don't nobody know who the heads of these camps are. Don't nobody know who the head of ISUPK is. Don't nobody know who Bishop Nathaniel is like that. Don't nobody know who Charles Dowell is like that. But when you in these internet circles, when you in these circles and these the people you dealing with, in your brain, you think these people are internationally known. But the reality of life is we're really just a very infinitesimally small portion of the overall population of so-called Black people in the United States of America. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm telling you, if you go outside and you talk to real people, don't nobody know who Johanna is. There's no disrespect to these men. I'm just telling you the truth. Don't nobody know who Nathaniel is. Don't nobody know who Dowell is. These men ain't known like T.D. Jakes is known. These men not known like Creflo Dollar is known. They're just not. And that's no disrespect to them. But when you in these circles of people, in your mind, you think that everybody knows who these people are. And they don't. Because you're in a segment of the internet with like-minded people, quote unquote. But you got to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go outside, man, ain't nobody talking. The same thing I was telling y'all Wednesday, man. These theological conversations that we have, average everyday people not talking about this and they don't care. I promise you they don't. They don't care. These conversations are not being had. This is not a concern to them. And when you understand that, then you kind of will approach people differently. That's why a lot of people don't like to get outside of these circles that they in, because they've been in these circles for so long that they don't really know how to go outside and talk to regular people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my dog said just a little while ago, right? If you go talk to an African person, you know the one thing they not going to say, Sid? You know the one thing they not going to call themselves? They're not going to say they're African American. You know what they going to say they are? I'm Nigerian. I'm Somalian. I'm from Ghana. I ain't saying there's no disrespect. They're not going to identify the same way that you identify. But when you get on the internet, you think all this stuff the same. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, man, you got to get off the internet, blood. You got to get off the internet and go talk to people. When you go talk to people, I'm telling you, you don't want to lose basis, man. It's real easy to be tapping on your phone, tapping on the keyboard, my nigga, and you ain't talk to nobody in real life. You a goofy. You's a goofy, my nigga. You living in a fantasy world concocted in your phone, concocted on your laptop. Because in real life, nah, what you talking about, man? Ain't nobody on that. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody on that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody on that for real, for real. You know what I mean? And niggas don't be on that for real, you dig? So you got to really pay attention to that. You feel me? You got to really pay attention to that. Because like I said, when my dog said that, I already know what he's talking about, because I tell y'all that all the time, because I know that. I know that, man. I guarantee you right now, ain't nobody having Trinitarian arguments in Eureka Gardens. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you that. I guarantee you if we was go on Jesse Street, we go on First Street, we go on Florida Ave, ain't nobody talking about that. I promise you they not. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, nigga, we could go to Emerson Arms, my nigga. We can go to Spring Park. We can go wherever you want to go. Man, ain't nobody talking about that. I'm mentioning spots in the city. Ain't nobody talking about that. Hell, we could go around regular white folks, man. Them people not talking about that, blood. I promise you they not. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remember that when you interacting with people. Because when you do that, you're going to end up coming to people, you're going to be condescending in your conversation. You're going to be disrespectful, and you're going to be getting frustrated with people who are not having the conversations that you may be having on a regular basis with people who are into what you into. You know what I'm saying? That's like going to talking to people about professional wrestling who don't watch wrestling, and then you mad with them because they don't know what you talking about. Well, bro, they don't watch wrestling, bro. They don't watch football. They don't listen to hip hop. They don't do this. They don't do that. Because if they come to you talking about, if they're an attorney and they come talking to you about legal briefs and case precedent, you're going to be looking silly at them. And it would be their fault because they know that, man, you don't deal with law. You don't know what they talking about. He said, yeah, I was having a conversation with my coworkers and told them I was in the word, and only one of them knew of Tazariak from ISUPK, but the general public, no, they don't know. No, nobody, and keep it being Cap popular. You know what I'm talking about? Cap is popular. He said, entertain those, I believe it's mentioned somewhere in the script. Yeah, be careful to entertain strangers, because some have entertained angels unaware. You know what I'm saying? Cap done been on No Jumper and all the type of stuff, but then when you pause for a second, man, don't nobody know who Adam 22 is like that. On a super duper mainstream level, man, they may have mainstream guests on there, but Adam 22 can walk down the street. There's going to be many people who don't recognize him. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get out that bubble of thinking because we frequent these platforms, that's known. Now it's different. You pop up, you see Cap on CNN, you see Cap on Fox News, this, that, there, and the third. That's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's no disrespect to none of these men. These men doing what it is that they do. That's between them and the Lord. I'm just telling you, man, in the reality of things, don't nobody know who these people are when you talking about the overarching population in America. You see what I'm saying? You got to step outside that bubble, man. You feel me? But come on with it, man. Yeah, that's Hebrews 13, Brother Herman, man. 13:1 to be specific.
Isaiah 27:13.
Go ahead.
Saying, it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown. They shall come which are ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt shall worship Yahuwah in the Kadash Mount at Jerusalem.
They're going to come back to the land, all those who are ready to perish. Come on back to Isaiah 13:4.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Yahuwah of hosts.
Muster the hosts of the battle.
They come from a what?
A far country.
From the end of what?
Shamaim.
Yahuwah.
And the weapons of his indignation.
To do what?
Destroy the whole land.
Go ahead.
How you, for the day of Yahuwah is at hand, shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
That's right.
They shall be afraid. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travails.
Go ahead.
They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Behold,
the day of Yahuwah come, cruel, both with wrath and
he
fierce
says
anger.
Cruel. Both with what?
With wrath and fierce anger.
To lay the land what?
Desolate.
And to destroy what?
The sinners thereof out of it.
Man, tell him what cruel mean right there, man. That man said that's a day that's going to be cruel, and it's a day to get the sinners out of the land.
Oxari, cruel, terrible.
Terrible. Now you sit there and think about that, man. You feel me? Go ahead. This is verse 13, verse 10 of Isaiah 13.
For the stars of Shamaim and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
And the sun shall be what?
Darkened in its going forward.
And the moon shall not what?
Cause her light to shine.
And I will punish
the world for their evil.
I will punish
the world for their evil.
And the wicked
for their iniquity.
I will cause
the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
And I will lay low
the haughtiness of the terrible.
And I will make a man
more precious than fine gold.
I will make a man
more precious than fine gold.
A man
than a golden wedge of Ophir.
See, this the verse that dudes talk about when they say, see, that's how you gonna get 7 women to 1 man. Man, that man ain't talking about that, man. That man say, I'm gonna kill so many people that I'm gonna make a man precious as a wedge of gold, man. Do me a favor, man. Go to 2 Peter chapter, what that is, chapter 4, verse 16. And maybe this will cause Peter's word to resonate a little differently. 1 Peter 4 and 16. If I said 2 Peter 4, ain't even no 2 Peter 4. First Peter 4 and 16, run that for me.
Say, yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him esteem Elohim on this behalf. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Elohim.
Say judgment must begin where?
At the house of Elohim.
What else?
And if it first begin at us,
what shall be the end
of them that obey not the gospel?
What shall be the end of those who don't obey the good news? Go ahead.
And if the righteous scarcely be
and
saved.
If the who be what?
If the righteous scarcely be
if
saved.
The righteous be what?
Scarcely be saved.
Where shall the ungodly?
And the sinner appear.
Man, tell him what scarcely mean right there, man. That man say, if the righteous shall scarcely be saved, where will the ungodly and the sinner appear?
That is molest. This with difficulty, hardly, not easily.
He said, if it would be difficult and not easy for the righteous to be saved, what hope do the? Come on, man. Now you got to pause for a moment and consider that. And you know what that should make you think about when the Lord say, "Hey, man, read them Luke 13:22, I believe. Luke 13:22. I want you to consider that in verse 18 of 1 Peter chapter 4. If the righteous scarcely, if it is difficult for the righteous to be saved, where is the ungodly and the sinner going to appear? Go ahead, man.
And he went through the cities and villages, teaching and journeying toward Jerusalem.
Come on.
Then said one unto him, Lord, are there few that be saved?
Listen what he said.
Strive to enter at the straight.
Hold on. He said, are there what? Few that be what?
Few that be saved.
He said, this is a question he asking the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. If there be few that be saved, look what the Lord telling.
Strive to enter at the straight gate.
Wow.
For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able.
This is why he said it will be difficult for the righteous to be saved. Read it again from the top.
Say, then said one unto him, Lord, are there few that be saved? And he said unto them, strive to enter in at the straight gate. Mm-hmm. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in
and cannot
be able.
Why?
When once the master of the house is risen up and have shut to the door, you begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. He shall answer and say unto you, I know not whence you are.
I don't know you.
Then shall you begin to say, we have eaten and drunk in your presence. You have taught in our streets.
What he say?
But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not whence you are. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity.
And what does that take us back to? The mystery of iniquity. All of those of you who got contempt for the law and instruction of God, get away from me. You know what I'm talking about? Get away from me. Because you thought, because you were talking about some word, that meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? But you was working contempt for the word the whole time. You was lawless the whole time. You was foul on the inside the whole time. Listen, man, a lot of people think because you feel like you know something that could cover up that you will completely have a disgusting disposition. That you're malicious, you're spiteful, you're vindictive, you're lustful, you're a liar, you're wicked as hell, your heart black. But I know a couple of pieces of information, so I believe that's going to justify me. I don't eat pork, so I feel like that's going to justify me. That man going to say, nigga, if you don't get out my face, boy, I don't know you, boy. And see, people don't want to hear that. So when he tell you that the righteous will scarcely be saved or it'll be difficult because you got to go through the straight gate. And there's many people going to try to go through that gate and they're not going to be able to. Tell them what straight gate means in the Greek right now, man. Tell them what that means. I just want you to weigh and consider. This ain't to put no fear in your heart. It's exhortation. It's a warning. You got to weigh and consider.
Straight is stenos, narrow, straight.
You say the Greek word strive means to struggle, literally to complete for a prize, figuratively. That is strive in that passage. Is that in Matthew?
It's the beginning of verse 24. It says strive to enter.
To tell them, read them strive, man. Now listen what look, Johnny mentioned right there, right? To struggle. You got to compete for a prize. What Paul told you, better run the race with patience. He that win a prize.
That is agonid zomahi. That is to enter a contest, contend in the gymnastic game, to contend with adversaries, to fight. Metaphorically, to contend, struggle with difficulties and dangers, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, strive to obtain something.
So this takes us back to when he say he that endured to the end, because you're struggling with an adversary. You struggling with Satan, but you're really struggling with your own flesh. And how do we know that? Pause. Read John 3:17-21 that Rohan put right there, right? You did. And then after that, I want you to go to Galatians 5:13. You know what I'm talking about? But this is John chapter 3, verse 17. You feel me? Go ahead.
For Elohim sent not his son into the world to condemn the world,
That's right.
but that the world through him might be saved.
Come on.
He that believe on him is not condemned, but he that believe not is condemned already.
Why?
Because ye have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim.
Come on with it.
This is the condemnation that light is come into the world.
Come on.
And men love darkness rather than light because
Indeed.
their deeds were evil.
Because their deeds are what?
Were evil.
And men won't do what?
For everyone that do evil hate the light.
Because they why?
Neither come to the light.
Lest they what?
His deeds should be reproved.
But everyone that do what?
Truth come to the light.
That their deeds might be what?
Made manifest that they are wrought in Elohim.
See, that's why, look here, man. He said, they say, it be your own people. Peace, East, man. But it's against your own life. Do me a favor, right? Mm-hmm. Go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 20 and tell me what that says. If it's not, matter of fact, just go to 24. But 24 in my brain. We ain't got time to wait.
You say, know you not that they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize?
One receive a prize.
So run that you may obtain.
Run that you may what?
Obtain.
And we remember from Hebrews 12, he told you, lay aside the sin and the weight that is holding you back so you can run the race with patience. That goes back to what we were talking about last week. I know it sounds easier said than done, but sometimes the beauty of certain things is laid in its simplicity. You know what I'm saying? It's laid in its simplicity. And the simplicity is be like Teddy P. You know what Teddy P told you to do? I think you better let it go. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, sometimes the struggle for freedom is simply in the revolutionary act of letting it go. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think sometimes we realize how revolutionary of an act it is. Because, you know, to revolutionary in its essence means to rebel. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if you rebelled against pain, rebelled against trauma, rebelled against all the things that are hindering you in every aspect of your life. What's his problem? What? Why ain't he in there with him? Well, shut the door. I'm trying to hear all that. Sometimes we don't realize that, man. You know, the first step to freedom is the move. You know what I'm talking about? Freedom just doesn't magically appear out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Freedom is necessitated by an action. You dig? And sometimes it's just a simple, man, freedom in this aspect, what we talk about is just releasing. You know what I'm talking about? And that could be releasing whatever. You feel me? Sometimes, man, it ain't got to be something that didn't happen to you. Sometimes it's releasing desires, thought processes, mentality, people, places, and things, whatever that's causing you not to be able to run the race. Read me Hebrews 12:1 before you continue back in 1 Corinthians 9:24. Read Hebrews 12:1 real quick, you did.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which do so easily beset us.
That's right.
Let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Let us run with what?
With patience the race that is set before us.
Now come back to 1 Corinthians 9:24. Because you can't run a race when you're carrying a dead weight. Because you ain't gonna be able to win. You ain't gonna be able to keep up. Go ahead.
Know
1
you
Corinthians
not
9:24.
Know you not that they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize.
Go ahead.
So run that you may obtain.
Run that you may what?
Obtain.
And you can't obtain if you ain't laid aside the weight and the sin that's stopping you. Go ahead.
And every man that strive for mastery is temperate in all things.
Mm-hmm.
Now
he said those who strive for mastery have self-control in all things.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
He said you do this to get a crown that'll be destroyed, but we do it for what?
An incorruptible.
You do this for eternal life, though. Go ahead.
See, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly.
He said now you're running, and you're not running as if you don't know why and what you're running for.
He say so fight. So fight I, not as one that beat the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
So I keep my body unto subjection, unless what I preach to others, I myself be a castaway. You understand? So this again, he said, I ain't just swinging in the air fighting and I don't know why I'm fighting. You know what I'm talking about? I know why I'm fighting. I know why I'm running. This is why we seek after understanding. That's why he say, get wisdom, and all you're getting, get understanding, so you know why you're running. You know why and what you're fighting against. You're not just doing something aimlessly. See, a lot of people just want you to, they come up with a whole bunch of other stuff to discuss to have you moving aimlessly. That don't make sense. You know what I'm talking about? What I had to mention, man. What I had to I can't hear.
Galatians 5.
Yeah, 5 and 13. Come on with it. Turn to a pillar of salt. Yeah, man. I mean, and that's just from looking back. You listen, right? Now, you know, he told you, like, remember Lot's wife about looking back. But sometimes, man, you know what I'm saying? You have to look at that. It's the same token that Paul mentioned in Philippians, man. He said, man, I count everything as loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua HaMashiach. And I count everything I've lost but as dung. And I've always told you for years, not a single one of you, unless you know got a colonoscopy or you notice that there was blood in your stool, is ever going to look back inside of your commode, inside of your toilet, and look and reach your hand in the toilet and grab the feces that you just deposited in it. You're not going to do that. You're not going to look back for that because it's inconsequential to you. And that's how you have to look at certain things that, hey, man, you may have done this and did that and been here and whatever that is. What is you looking back and dwelling on that for? Hey, man, you put that to the side. You sacrificed it. You lost it. You gave that up. It ain't nothing to look back to. That's why he tell you, remember Lot's wife. Ain't no need to look back to Sodom and Gomorrah of the things of lust, destruction, iniquity, and ungodliness that you once participated in. That's over with. Let that be where it be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, stop worrying about that stuff. Hey, man, let me tell you something real, man. You know what happens in life sometimes? Some people got to get left behind. Some places got to get left behind. If you seeking to actually grow and elevate yourself and be like Nehemiah, I'm doing a great work. You got to come up here to me. I can't come down there to you. Then you have to leave people behind, and you got to be cool with that. Because see, if you worry about not leaving people behind or worry about, oh, I used to do this and be, you don't really want to be the person that you say you want to be. Because if you want to be that person, you wouldn't give a good goddamn about who feelings hurt. Because listen, man, this your life. Let me tell you something, right? One of the sisters hit my the other day, right? I give you this real example. Y'all know this, right? You know, a lot of people who be in the word, man, they'll tell you, man, if you get a vaccine, you sinning. Why you getting vaccines for your children? You know what I'm going to tell you? I can't make that decision for you. You know why I can't make that decision for you? Because they're not my children. Then you know another reason why I can't make that decision for you? Because I don't have to live with the outcome of that decision. If you want to vaccinate your children, what that got to do with me? Nigga ain't got no word to tell you that's no sin. Nigga, make that stuff off your personal thoughts and feelings, and you go grab a verse and twist it like a pretzel, or twist it like you playing Twister to make it fit the narrative that you want to communicate to other people, to try to use God's word to bully them to do what you feel like they should be doing. That's a real sucker move. You know what I'm saying? Let that be known. I'm talking about if you're doing it intentionally, knowingly, and willingly. If you don't know that that's what you're doing, that's a different deal. Now, I know there's some people, he's pro, I ain't pro nothing. I ain't got no vaccine. I ain't gonna get no vaccine. My children ain't been vaccinated. It's not my place to tell you to or not to do that. That's not my place. I'll tell you what I would do. But guess what? You got to live with that. Now, this son, before I even start about some word, preaching some word, this son I learned a long, long time ago. Well, you don't tell people what to do. You don't tell people what to do. I've told some of y'all this before, but if you ain't never heard it, I'm going to give you this piece of game, man. Live by it to make your life cleaner. If somebody come and tell you, hey, man, what you think I should do? Man, you sit down with them and let's weigh out the pros. Let's weigh out the cons. You give them all that information, and that's all on you, baby, like BG, because you got to make that decision. Because see, if it go wrong, you going to blame me. You know what I'm talking about? And see, I ain't going out like that. You're not finna blame me for that there, because I would have to be to blame for it if I told you, man, you need to do this and do this and do this, and then it goes sideways. You would be justified in being upset with me because you went off what I told you to do. No, I'm not telling you to do nothing because I don't have to live with the consequence, whether positive or negative. I don't have to live. I don't have to live with it. Man, let me tell you something, man. When I was 21 years old, 23, 20, 24 years old, in jail, fighting a case. Matter of fact, the one when I was 24, most specifically, I'm ready to go to trial. Well, hell, even the one at 21, I'm ready to go to trial. Bump it. And niggas ask me, bro, you think I should go to trial? I can't answer that for you. I say, bro, I don't have Esquire after my name. I'm not an attorney, blood. I say, can you go to trial and deal with the fact if you lose, you could get 15 years in prison? Because if you can't deal with that, I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm talking about? Because see, nigga want you to tell them what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to live with that outcome. I can't tell you to go do that, bro. Because I knew each time that I was willing to go to trial, and when I went, I say, boy, if this go left, boy, I could be in here for the rest of my life. It is what it is, but I'm willing to roll the dice on that. And I'm man enough to deal with the consequences that come from that decision. Nobody got in my ear and convinced me to do it, manipulated me to do it, persuaded me to do it. I weighed it out, and I say, you know what? Screw it, let's do it. You know what I'm talking about? Straight like that. And every nigga who asked me that, I told him straight up down, I can't make that decision for you, bro. Because guess what? If he go to trial and lose and them crackers give him 40 years, guess who ain't going to be doing them 40 years with him? Not me. He going to be doing them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at that, man. Stop being so swift to tell people what they should or shouldn't be doing, man. Have enough wisdom to, hey, let's sit down and weigh this out so you can make an informed decision because it's your decision to make. You should even do that with your children. You know what I'm saying? Not that you can't tell them what to do, but they should have the ability to know how to make an informed decision. When you sitting around waiting for people to think for you, that's pathetic. You know what I'm talking about? And I say that because you always hear women on the internet. I pray women in real life ain't thinking like this because I ain't heard too many women in real life talk like this. Talking about, I don't even want to think. I want to cut my brain off. I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't want no goddamn woman around me talking about she don't want to think. Do all the thinking for me. You are useless. You know what I'm talking about? You are useless. You know what I'm talking about? That is disgusting and repugnant to my sensibilities. What the hell you mean you don't want to think? Nigga, what the hell gonna happen to my children then? You don't want to think. I say that because as a man, if you got to do X, Y, Z, you ain't gonna always be there to get in the game that you want to get in like that. Because you know what would happen consequently, because we was having this conversation the other day, if the roles was reversed and that man was staying at home, taking care of them kids, like being a stay-at-home dad, he would be looked down on by everybody in his social circle, men and women alike. You know what I'm saying? The woman would probably ridicule him and disrespect him of all types. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm talking about? That just is what it is. You don't want to think. No grown person should be at any point in their life and say they don't want to use their brain. You don't want to use your brain. Do you understand what you just said about yourself? That means you have the intellectual capacity of a toddler. Because you literally want somebody to think for you. That means you don't have problem-solving skills. You don't have nothing. And you think that's what a man's supposed to do is think for you. That means you're not a wife, you're a daughter. That's the same thing when I hear women say, I want princess treatment. The princess is the daughter of the king, dummy. So you want me to treat you like a child? That's literally what you're asking me for, is to treat you like a child. Because a princess is the daughter of the king, not his wife. So you want me to think in a pedophile type of mind? Like, niggas, you dumb? That doesn't even make no sense. And niggas repeat that goofy junk, man. You don't even know what you're saying. Type of grown woman want to be treated like a child. And then complain when he treats you like one, but nigga, that's what you asked for. God damn it. And you wonder why the world going down the drain. And this is what I meant a couple of weeks ago when I mentioned to you, where are you getting these thought processes from that you are perpetuating and repeating and internalizing and seeking to live out? Because you ain't get that from real life. You know what I'm talking about? You want to tell me you want a Prince Charming. Man, that's not real life, my nigga. That's a goddamn cartoon. That's a cartoon for children. And we grown looking to recreate a cartoon for children. A cartoon made by pedophiles at that. But that's another conversation. Because every goddamn Disney cartoon was made by a pedophile. Allegedly. Yeah, man, you got to sit back, pause, and think, man. You feel me? Like, I ain't saying that to be rude, disrespectful, or nothing, because it's not about a gender. It's a thought process. What type of grown person say they don't want to think? Thinking is difficult for you? Thinking make your head, so you want the man to fall under the stress of carrying the load of everybody. Just bump if he die. So what happens if I'm incapacitated? Oh, now, let me tell you something, man. If you go years without thinking, you just can't cut that on, baby. You ain't been using your brain. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You ain't put it to the test. You know what they used to say, man, if you don't use it, what's going to happen, Sid? You're going to lose it. Oh, no, I don't want no woman who can't think, man. You can't think. Not even that you can't think. You don't want to think. For me, that says a lot about your character. Like, I don't find that cute. I don't find that humorous. You know what I'm saying? That's a deficiency. Because at that point, they tell me you don't want adult responsibility, but you want adult privileges and rewards. But you don't want the responsibility of being an adult. Oh, no, that's disrespectful to your bloodline. Because I guarantee you, a lot of women in your family weren't like that. That's disrespectful to them. But you know what I'm saying? People don't be looking at stuff like that. If some of your ancestors was alive to hear you talk like that, they probably find what you call them thing, man, a cast iron pan to bash you upside the head with it. Imagine if Harriet Tubman say, man, you know what? I need a man because I don't want to think. A lot of niggas still been slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't be moving like that because then the younger girls get that thought process. Because the young men are already stupid because the niggas who they generation stupid. So shoot, they don't stand a chance. That means we all doomed. God damn it. Come on, Sylvia. Galatians 5:13. That's just crazy.
For brethren, you have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the laws fulfilled in one word, even in this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you bite and devour one another, take heed that you be not consumed one of another.
Come on.
This I say then, walk in the Ruach, you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Go ahead.
For the flesh lusts against the Ruach, and the Ruach against the flesh. These are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that
you see how that's an adversary right there? See, a lot of times you want to look at that adversary, Hashatan himself, when you need to look at that adversary of that flesh, because that's who you're going to fight more often than not. You know what I'm saying? And he said they contrary one to another. That means they gonna be striving and contending. That's why he told you, watch and pray now. Lest you what? Enter into temptation. That Ruach is willing, that flesh is weak. That means it's a fight. It's a fight every day. You know what I'm talking about? And you got to be willing to stand in the paint and fight back. You got to be able to strive to enter into that gate, man. You know what I'm talking about? You got to. Because it's a tight way. And when you look at straight in Hebrew, you know what I'm talking about? You know, that means distress. So that means there's going to be some level of adversity that has to be dealt with. What that adversity looks like, God knows. I can't tell you what that's going to look like for each and every individual. That's another thing that people like to do, man. You try to make it a one size fit all with people, man. You know, it's okay to say, I can't answer that. I can't speak to that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you could do is give people as much information as possible to prepare them for whatever they might encounter, because I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? See, everybody want the preacher or this, that, there, the third to be able to answer all your questions. Hey, man, keep it a bean and say, man, I don't know. I can't answer that. I cannot. Only thing I can do is prepare my son for the world that he gonna face. I can't tell him what he gonna face. You know what I'm saying? Or when he gonna face it. So you have to be able to try to accumulate as much wisdom and understanding as you humanly possibly can to be able to give him the game and let Yahuwah take up the rest. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, and like Ernest said, it's a daily fight. That's why you got to take up your stake daily and follow him. You have to put your, sacrifice and mortify your members. Because see, the aspect that we all want to be able to do, which is natural and understandable if you love your children, is that you want to be able to protect them from any and all things possible. The reality is you can't protect them from the world. You can't. The number one thing that you should never do is shelter them from the world. That means that you should tell them the truth of the world that they are going to face. Don't tell them about a world that you wish that they would live in. Don't tell them about a world that you would like for them to live in. Don't sell them no fantasy world. You need to tell them the harsh, ugly realities of the world that's on the other side of that door. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't need to be going out there ho-hum like a goofy, and in your mind you think you taking away their childhood. No, nigga, you taking away their adulthood. You taking away their opportunity of success. You are setting them up for a level of disappointment, destruction, and trauma that they will not understand why they dealing with it because you were scared to take away their innocence. Ain't no innocence out that door, my nigga. Ain't no innocence out that door, my nigga. It's an ugly world out there. You know what I'm saying? And you need to give them the game. You need to tell them the truth. You need to tell them the truth about every single solitary thing that you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't or if you won't, then they're going to have to go out there blind, man, and be disappointed. And be at the point where some of y'all done been, and it ain't no negative thing that your parents didn't prepare you or tell you this, that, and the third. Maybe they did know and didn't know how to communicate it, but a lot of times they just didn't know. So we have an opportunity to be able to give our children information, wisdom, and understanding that maybe our parents didn't have the opportunity to give, and you have to seize on that. You say, arrive on the battlefield instead of awakening under attack. That's for real, though. If you arrive on the battlefield prepared, you got a better chance of making it out alive. You know what I'm saying? When you be proactive, you don't have to be reactive. Because when you're reactive, that means you don't see things coming, and now your enemy has the advantage. Which is some of the things that Peter was talking about. So some of the things that Paul was talking about when we talked about we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know what I'm saying? If you're prepared, you can be proactive. You know what I'm saying? You can see what your enemy is doing ahead of time and not be caught off guard. But if you don't, you're going to be caught off guard. That's why I always, because you know what I say, people want to get in certain stuff. Hey, man, you need to tell your son, hey, man, there's certain type of women out here. All that trying to protect you. You don't want to be a girl's girl and not tell the truth. Hey, man, this scallywags, foot draggers, and maggots out here. You know what I'm saying? You want to prepare your daughter properly. Hey, man, it's some bum niggas out here. It's some violent men out here. It's this out here, man. And this is what it looks like. So you can be able to identify the fruit of that behavior immediately and move on and disengage and don't engage and don't drag that out. Hey, man, this is what wickedness look like. This is what ungodliness look like. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, man, when Muffin was little, man, I showed the dope. I showed the crack. I showed the coke. I showed the weed, all that. I know you finna get ready to go to middle school, man. I done told you, man, in my personal opinion, the most pivotal time in a child's life is between 6th and 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the transition that they take from being a child to being in puberty. You know what I'm saying? From young adulthood. You know what I'm saying, right? You talking about from kindergarten to 5th grade, that's from age 5 to 10. When you talking about from 9th grade to 12, that's ages 14 to 18. You know what I'm saying? But that age 11 to 13, man, that's when puberty hit. That's when puberty hit. That is the most pivotal time in their life, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't disregard that, man. You feel me? Because now they going in, hormones kicking in. Estrogen kicking in, testosterone kicking in. Menstrual cycles beginning. Semen production is beginning. Now they're beginning to view the world not from the standpoint of a child, but from the standpoint of a burgeoning young adult. And you got to have been moving and preparing them from as a child to when they hit that transitional stage and get to a young adult, that they can be able to understand the world that they're going to face and not be living in la-la land. Because it's going to be one day they like dinosaurs and cartoons to now they moody and they this, that, there, and the third. And you thinking, hey, man, what the hell happened to my baby? Because you wanted to live in a fantasy world that they were going to be a baby forever. I know it's a harsh reality, but they ain't going to be a baby forever. One day you're going to look up and you're going to be offended. Your daughter's sprouting breasts and you're going to be offended. Where's my baby at? You know what I'm talking about? One day you're going to walk in the house and your son's voice going to be deeper than yours and his shoulders going to be broad. And you be like, boy, I'm going to have to beat this nigga one day. He going to think he the man of the house. Where did my son go? What happened to him? He was just on a bicycle, a tricycle. I was just changing his diaper. Now he walking in here, what's up, boss? Where did that voice come from? I'm trying to tell you, that junk happen faster than you think. You know what I'm saying? That junk come faster than you think. What you say, Jessica? You say one just into high school, the other leaving middle school. The best thing you can do is be completely honest and not hide things from them because they're going to hear a lot, especially in public school. And they're going to see how other people live and be right. I've been telling you that for years, especially if you're going to send them to school. Shoot, I ain't going to lie. If you don't send them to school, you got to triply prepare them because they're not being around other people of different thought processes, different household dynamics and all that to be able to know how to interact with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, man, little kids be wanting to belong. And that 6th to 8th grade period is where, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all know, because some of y'all did stuff you ain't had no business because you wanted to be down. You know what I'm saying? And when I say be down, I ain't talking about in the lane where you wanted to have friends. Don't just not want to have friends. Want to go to school, don't nobody talk to you, don't nobody sit down at lunch with you, don't nobody want that. That junk affects with their self-esteem. But come on, man. Isaiah 13 and 12 one more time.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir.
Therefore,
I will shake Shamaim, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of Yahuwah of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man take up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Everyone
that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Go ahead.
The children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
Their houses
shall be spoiled.
Their wives
ravished.
Behold,
I will stir up the Medes against them,
which will not regard
silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
They shall have what?
No pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children.
That's good. Their eye ain't gonna spare no children. Come on back to Zechariah 5 and 5, man. You know it get realer and realer out here every day, man. Little doggone middle school boy stabbed the boy on the school bus down there hole yesterday, man. You know what I'm talking about? Number one, little nigga, why you got a knife on the bus? JSO just killed another nigga. They done killed 2 niggas this week. They done shot 5 people this year, and I think they killed all 5. See, this is stuff I be talking about when you hear about police shootings and they pick and choose what they want to put out there. Because I'm not exaggerating about that. JSO has killed 2 people this week. Literally. You know what I'm saying? And they say with this second shooting, it was 3 rookies. You say, you're about to shoot you up north. I know he gave you a knife. But like I say, man, this year, what the day is? The 13th? It's been 34 days and quote unquote 2026. And the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office done shot and killed 5 people already. And y'all ain't heard about none of them. You know what I'm talking about? They actually killed a dude that I went to high school with. Because when they put the picture up of him, I said, boy, I know that white boy, man. I said, damn, that white boy look familiar. Then when I seen niggas I went to school with posting him, you know what I'm talking about? They was like, boy, they killed the T. I said, I remember that white boy, man. Played basketball. I knew that boy looked familiar, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all ain't heard that damn thing about them 5 police shootings in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm mentioning that because this is an example of how the media uses certain stories to manipulate the populace to behave and move a certain type of way. Now, all 5 of them people who they killed weren't black. Because the dude I'm talking about, who I went to school with, that was a white boy. It was a Spanish dude they killed last night. You know what I'm saying? And I think another one of them was a white dude. I'm mentioning this here because when you come to Jacksonville, Florida, I want you to understand something. When it comes to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, they are equal opportunity shooters. You know what I'm saying? They just don't walk around and be like, we killing black folks and we gonna spare the white men and tase them and they gonna come home. They shoot crackers too. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. I don't know what they do in y'all cities, but I'm telling you, in this city, and it's always been like this here too, they not sparing nobody. You getting shot. You know what I'm talking about? I remember some years back, man, about 20 years ago, man, they killed this white dude. He was walking down the highway talking about he was Jesus Christ, and they say he picked up a brick and they lit him up. You know what I'm talking about? Lit him up. Ain't even hesitate. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that to be funny, man. I'm just being honest with you. In Jacksonville, Florida, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, they gonna shoot whoever. Because you know, some cities they be like, they don't do the white people like that. Or they do the white people like that here. Yeah, they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. You know what I'm talking about? Man, look at that. I remember some years back, it was a Notre Dame football player who was here for the Gator Bowl Civic. I think they locked him up on the beach. Boy, they beat the brakes off this cracker. You understand me? When I say they beat the brakes off this man's face was unrecognizable. I can see the mug shot of him in my mind right now as I think, but I can't remember the white boy's name. Boy, they beat the brakes off this man. White boy beat the brakes off him. You know what I'm saying? And then put his mug shot out there after they beat the brakes off. I'm mentioning that because most of y'all seen the story that they ran out there with the dude who they broke out his window. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they do everybody like that here. Boy, they don't. You know what I'm saying? People who from here, they can tell you. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will tell you, black folks down here get more time, but that's when you're dealing with the state attorney's office and the court system. But when you talking about the police down here, well, they beat everybody, boy. They beat white boys. They shoot white boys. Now, they might be, they a little bit faster to do it to you. You know what I'm saying? But that white boy don't get much more leeway than you. You know what I'm saying? Because the one that dude I went to school with, they say, boy, they lit him up super quick. You know what I'm talking about? Super quick. And there's people saying he ain't even do nothing. But you know, people say nigga ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. I don't know the facts. I wasn't there. All we know is he ain't here no more. Zechariah 5:5.
So then the Malachina talked with me, went forth.
They do, Barry. They do.
Lift up now your eyes and see what is this that go forth. And I said, what is it? And he said, this is an ephod that go forth. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth. Mm-hmm. Behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that sit in the midst of the ephod.
And he said,
this is wickedness.
And cast it
into the midst of the ephod.
And cast the weight
of lead upon the mouth thereof.
And I lifted up my eyes.
And looked, and behold, there came out 2 women.
And the wind
was in their wings.
And they had wings.
Like the wings of a stork.
And they lifted up the ephod.
Between the earth and Shamaim.
And then I said unto the Malachim.
That talk with me, where do these bear the ephod?
And he said unto me.
To build it in a house in the land of Shinar, and shall be established and set there upon her own base.
I experienced it, and I ain't even from there. But it definitely was trying to provoke a situation. Praise Yahuwah for wisdom. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, man. It don't matter what generation it is with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, boy. Well, they be with that tomfoolery. They would be with the outright utter shenanigans. You know what I'm talking about? Period. You know what I'm saying? They be with the shenanigans. I'm going to tell any one of y'all, man, if y'all come down here, man, and you happen to have the misfortune of having an interaction with them people, man, just let the people do their job so they can go about their business, man. You know what I'm saying? All that going back and forth for them crackers around here, man, that junk ain't even worth your time, bro. Because these crackers down here be ready to take a nigga to jail and they be ready to do something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? They be ready. I'm talking about, man, this is 2026, and these officers are still as goofy as the ones when I was out here selling dope 20 some odd years ago. You know what I'm saying? And the generation before me, like, man, them people be with that rallies, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even no sense of going back and forth with them people, man. Them people be with that rallies, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down. It ain't, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, they be on some other junk. He say, buddy really confiscated my license and basically was like, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? For real though, man. It's like this here, man. Nah, see down here, they don't be looking for people who fit the description. He say, police say we from Jacksonville too, which city ready for the foolishness. Now I'm trying to tell you, see here, they don't come on some old, you fit the description. They don't play that game down here. They gonna pull you over, come on you, and they gonna make some junk up. You know what I'm saying? Or there be a keep it a bean. You might be moving in a particular area somewhere, and they really be looking for an excuse. You know what I'm saying? To pull up on you. Like say you go to Atlantic Beach. They always pull people over down there. It's always been like that. Because when you get down there, speed limit like 35. So any type of false move traffic-wise, they yanking you. Because they yanking you hoping you got some dope in the car. Hoping you got some fire on you. Hoping you got a warrant. Hoping you gonna talk stupid. That's how they operate around here. You know what I'm saying? Because the simple fact of this ain't an urban area like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like people downtown and this not the type of city. This city's spread out. So these crackers be riding around. And you got to have a car here. You know what I'm talking about? This ain't no city where you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to just get on the bus or get on the train. Nah, my nigga, you're going to need a whip. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they catch you around here. You feel me? So when they see you, his tent dark. Oh, he rolled through that stop sign. You know what I'm saying? They looking to catch you slipping. Oh, I smell weed in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's how they play it down here. I'm just keeping the buck with you. They don't do that to fit the description around here. You know what I'm saying? Not in general. That's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? In Jacksonville, I'm not speaking nowhere else. I'm speaking in Jacksonville. That's not a thing here. The thing here, they won't catch you slipping. Oh, you speed. Because it be so many people be doing, because, see, let me explain it, because I know it's a lot of y'all here. You might be thinking, man, I want to come through and kick it with y'all. Let me give you the game, how the city operate, right? You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, right? This is the reality of the situation. This is the largest city landmass-wise in the contiguous or the continental United States. You understand? So it's a lot of ground to cover. So a lot of people be driving around, riding around. So they hoping that your tag bad, your license bad, because in this particular city, it's not like any other city you ever seen in your life. What do I mean by that? We live off Blandon Boulevard. You not from here. You'll ride down Brandon Boulevard, see these doggone car dealerships, and think, oh, this is a great area. Yet 103rd is right over here, and it's junkies of all types. You know what I'm talking about? And you could go a little bit down 103rd, and these niggas out here robbing. Just like I was telling my dog in Seattle this here, man, when we were talking the other day, I'm riding down Cassie. I say, man, now you not from here, right? You jump on Cassie. You see all these car dealerships. You think, well, this is a good area. Whole time, a murderous project is behind one of these car dealerships. Then on top of that, on the other side of the road, you have homes that could be worth $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, all in the same general vicinity. Meth heads, nice homes, projects, niggas, $1 million homes, all in the same area, just like this here. And it's only one area in the city where it ain't like that for real, for real. Well, really 1.5. Out east and off Mount Creek. You know what I'm saying? And even when you get to certain areas on the north side, they're going to have a bad rap. It ain't really like that bad over there, but they're going to consider it lower, but it ain't getting off like that. See, out east ain't nothing good out there. You know what I'm saying? Except for certain areas of Springfield. It's old homes. It's depressed by that niggas poor. You know what I'm saying? Man, when my homeboy from Harlem first seen dog Franklin Street on Franklin Arm Apartments, and he said he felt like he was back home. He said it looked like pissy hallways. I said, this nigga crazy. But he was right, though. You know what I'm saying? But when you look in Jacksonville, man, you can be in areas and you don't realize you think it's sweet and it ain't sweet. So that's how I mention this, because that's how JSO operate. So that's why they move like that with yanking people and this, that, then the third, because they trying to catch you slipping, because they know that too. So while you screaming and thinking, oh, we good, we in a good neighborhood, they ain't pulling you over because you in a good neighborhood, because you really ain't in a good neighborhood. You thought you was because you basing it off where you from. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't no good neighborhood. It is 3 blocks from here, but not in the area you at. You know what I'm talking about? And when I say good, meaning that, not that it's actually bad, but it's crime going on around here. And you're going to be deceived because you think this ain't a crime area, but it is. These niggas selling drugs over here. These women selling coochie over here. You know what I'm saying? If you went on Phillips Highway, you wouldn't think that was bad. But it's bad as far as crime is concerned. It's a lot of crime over there. But you wouldn't think that if you're not from here. But JSO know that. So while you around here, they like, got me, got a dummy. And you going to jail. He said, like, why do you think they were going to do dirty and also have a hot car? You said warrant illegal guns.
I was searching for a top.
Oh, no, I mean, they looking for anything, man. If you got a pistol on you, if you got some dope on you, if your license bad, they looking for anything. They looking to catch you slipping. Because like I said, this is a city where you got to drive around a lot. So they looking to catch you slipping. And they hoping once they catch you slipping that you're going to be a sucker and tell on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it happens around here, man. It's a big old city, man. You like it, they trying to catch you slipping. Trying to catch you slipping. Period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. They trying to catch you slipping. They be posted up. Oh, got me one. Whoop, whoop. Mind if I search the car? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that what happened. I was Uber and I came off of Mountain Creek. I picked somebody up.
You really?
Yep.
Listen, when I told you by the time I was Uber, I'm in San Marco. This ain't even no doggone. Oh, I mean, listen. I mean, we don't got concealed carry down here no more. You ain't got to have no concealed carry permit no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the issue if you got one. It's the fact of they looking for whatever. They'll find out if you got a concealed when they yank it. They ain't. There's not gonna pop up to say this person got a concealed permit. They looking to see if you got some fire on you, you got some dope on you. You know what I'm saying? Your license bad. You got one, whatever. They looking for any reason to stop you and accost you and see if I can take you to jail, or to see if you're gonna fold or you're gonna tell. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we don't got concealed carry down here no more. You don't gotta have no concealed permit. You can just have that one. You know what I'm saying? But now they're trying to catch you slipping, man. Trying to catch you slipping because they ain't worried about you. Okay, you legal, that's cool. We ain't worried about you. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, when they pulled me over and they saw mine, it was like, should just keep it in the center console. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
It was really because the dude in the backseat smelled like weed and he had an open container in the car.
Yeah, I said, boom, let me search this hoe. What's going on? Let me tell you, man, I'm Uber, man. That man, oh, your bumper bad. Oh, he wrong. Oh, you used to sell dope. Let me search your car. Man, look here, man. No. Oh, I'm going to get the dog. Get him then. You know what I'm saying? Man, why you taking us through this here? Because I can. Because I can say no. Well, we can keep you here all night. I said, I'm going to be out here till 4 in the morning anyway. Don't make me no difference. Like I said what I said. Nigga, that's my car. I pay for it. I ain't obligated to let your funky behind get in my goddamn car.
Yeah, the dude in the back was like, hey, that's why I called Uber, nigga, because I'm drunk and I'm high. I smell like weed. But nigga, I was just smoking. That's why I called him.
But listen, because legally, they can't arrest you for being high. It's only illegal to possess drugs. It's not illegal to be high unless you're driving. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they asked me. Like, well, why does it smell like weed in here? Nigga, I was just smoking.
Because they be ready. Smell like weed, probably got drugs.
Yeah, he did have some. He showed me afterwards. He was like, my bad, bro. He was like,
listen, man, these people could, just because they seen I sold dope 10 years ago, well, you better make sure your gun registered here. Because, see, you could go to jail for that. You got a gun registered in another state and it ain't recognized in Florida, your gun ain't legal here. You can go to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? But you need to know that in any state. You got to make sure your gun is registered in whatever state you're gonna be in. Because just because it's legal in your state don't mean it's legal everywhere. That's a mistake a lot of people make. Your gun is not legal. If your gun legal in Texas, but it's not legal in Florida, and you get caught with it in Florida, you're going to jail. They don't give a damn about, oh, but my gun legal in Texas. You should have stayed in Texas with it. That's what happened to Plaxico Burress years back when he went to prison in New York City for that gun. His gun was legal in Florida. Wasn't legal in New York. He went to prison for this for 3 years. No, people don't give a damn about your gun being legal in your state. Is it legal here? And you need to know that. Because, boy, you don't want to be carrying no gun across state lines, man, and that junk ain't legal in that state you're going to. Boy, you're going to jail. Yeah, you're going to jail. And you can play with it if you want to. And them crackers going to show you better than I just told you. You're going to jail. Straight them down, man. Don't let nobody tell you no different. And then you be like this here, then you're going to be mad with them when you sitting in jail. But you told me. No, they told you a lie. If you got a gun license in a particular state and you know that you're going to frequent certain states and you want to take that gun with you, you need to make sure that your gun legal. You make sure your gun legal. For pushing a driver these days, designated driver, proven position, I'll pay for you. That's what that wow. Same token, because just like a lot of people know, you can take your gun on the plane as long as you declare it. You can't take it on the plane. You know what I'm saying? They'll put it under there. You can take it with you. You know what a lot of stupid people do? Try to smuggle their damn gun on a plane without declaring it, and that's why you're stupid behind going to jail. Because if your gun legal, what you doing all that for? You have a gun case, you have a lock on it, you declare I got a weapon, you travel with it. That junk ain't that hard, bro. They'll tell you what you want. And, take the LTC class, and then you need to know the state law. Yeah, you don't got to have a concealed permit here, though. You still got to follow the rules that they had when you had a concealed permit, but you don't have to get one. That's why when you see the state sign when you come into Florida, you know what it say, Civic? Welcome to the free state of Florida. Say we free down this hole. We ain't in costumes. We live free. That's what it say though. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the free state of Florida. You feel me? We're free down here, man. When y'all was locked in the house during the pandemic, you know where we was at? Outside, going to the store, going to work. Y'all niggas in the house twiddling your thumbs. Come on, man. That's what they were doing, though. What we at, here?
We just finished Zechariah 5.
Yeah, read me. Let's go to Revelation 17 with Babylon, man. For real, we was having block parties and all down here, man. Y'all think I'm exaggerating. Shoot, they were mad. They were like, y'all ain't supposed to be doing this. Yeah, we were having block parties down here, man. Shoot, it was some clubs still open. Cigar lounges still open. Matter of fact, everything down here was still open. It just closed earlier. Now, we had a period where the gyms were closed, but outside of that, everything down here was open. It just closed earlier. If Publix closed at 10 regularly, he was closing at 8. You know what I'm saying? So you had to get out there and get your stuff done quick. You know what I'm saying? We were free out here. Ain't no restrictions. DeSantis say, be free, nigga. Go ahead. This is Jeremiah Revelation 7. We're dealing with Babylon being weighed in the balance, but we need to deal with why she getting weighed in the first place and what type of game she playing, for those who may not be aware.
And there came one of the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 vials, and talked to me, saying,
remember them vials we were talking about?
Come here, I will show unto you the judgment of the great whore that sat upon many waters.
That's right.
The kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And the inhabitants of the earth
have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
I mean, they've been worshiping them other gods. That's why we read in Jeremiah, since you had the earth to drink of a cup, I'm going to make you drink. Pause for a moment. Let me see something in Jeremiah. Yeah, I know we diverted for a moment, but for those of y'all who think about coming down here, y'all do need to know that. I ain't talking about necessarily you want to come to live, because that's between you and the Lord. But if you coming down here to visit, I don't want you to get caught slipping. Because I'm trying to tell you, man, they got a saying down here in Florida, man. You come down here on vacation and you leave on probation. That junk is not no made up thing. These people really operate like that. They really do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to get caught slipping out here, man. These people do not play no games. Come over here to Jeremiah 50 real fast, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to wait. Keep on going, City. I'm going to wait.
Say, so he carried me away in the Ruach into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads.
She had the names of what?
Blasphemy.
And she had what?
7 heads and 10 horns.
So remember what we read later in that chapter? Go back to verse 10 and tell them what them 7 heads and 10 horns saying. Oh yeah, that's because shoot. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, Mika, Georgia. I don't even like riding through Georgia because them crackers are definitely tricky. You know what I'm talking about? But you definitely, boy, you gonna go to jail down here, man. If you're not careful. Them people don't care about none of that. Go ahead. Read verse 10 in Revelation 17, so they can read here what them 7 heads and 10 horns represent. Go ahead.
Saying there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, 1 is, the other is not yet come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7 and going to perdition. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings.
So remember, them 7 heads is 7 kings and 10 kingdoms. That's at the head of Babylon. That's what she got on. Now go back and read that again. I got the verse that I wanted, man, from Jeremiah 51. Read Revelation 17 and 1 more time.
And there came one of the 7 Malachim, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying, Come here, I will show unto you the judgment of the great whore that sit upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Go ahead.
So he carried me away in the Ruach into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
She got the names of blasphemy. And I want y'all to come to Jeremiah 51 and 1. And I want you to hear how he laid this up. Because Jeremiah 50 and 51 is dealing with what's going to happen to Babylon. Go ahead. Jeremiah 51 and 1. Listen what it says. Thus saith.
Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me.
The what?
A destroying
Remember,
wind.
he said there's will be a great whirlwind. That's what we read another place, ain't it? Come on.
And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
In the day of trouble,
they shall be against her round about.
Against him that
bend, let the archer bend his bow.
Against him that
lifts himself up, his brigandine, and spare you not her young men, destroy you utterly all her hosts.
Thus shall the slain
shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans,
and they that are thrust through
in her streets.
For Yasharal
have not been forsaken,
nor Yehuda
of his Elohim,
of Yahuwah of hosts,
though their land was filled with sin against Kadash one of Yasharal.
Now remember, he tell you again, let's go back. He said, if the righteous shall scarcely be saved, you're going to be saved. It might be difficult for a lot, but you're going to be saved. Flee.
Out of the midst of Babylon.
See, this is the same thing we could read in Revelation 18. He say, flee.
Out of the midst of Babylon.
Deliver.
Every man is sold.
Be not
cut off in her iniquity.
For this is the time
of Yahuwah's vengeance.
And he will render
unto her a
recompense. Now you see how that come back in when you talk about Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's why he say, remember Lot's wife. Because there's going to come a time you're going to have to get up out of Babylon. And you ain't going to want to leave. Not if you still tied to what's there. That's why you got to lay aside the sin and the weight that's stopping you. See, laying aside the sin and the weight that's stopping you is just not for what you're dealing with in the moment. It's dealing with if a situation like this arises and you alive, will you have the ability to get out? Because if not, you're going to be tied to that place and you're going to do exactly what Lot's wife did. You're going to look back. You're going to look back. And when you look back, you're going to be destroyed. And you're not going to be destroyed simply because you look back. You're going to be destroyed because your heart is knit with that place, which means you took pleasure in her iniquity. You know what I'm talking about? Because you were participating. But come on with it.
That Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand.
And it made all the earth what?
Drunken.
Made all the earth what?
Drunken.
And the nations have done what?
Drunken of her wine.
Drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are what?
Are mad.
Tell them what mad means, man.
That is halal, to shine figuratively of Elohim's favor, to flash forth light, to praise, boast, to be boastful.
She been proud. She proud now. They proud now. They boasting. Yeah. They boasting in their riches. They boasting in drinking of that cup. They boasting in them idols that they worshiping. Continue. Matter of fact, hold on. Stay where you at, right? Now I'm going to read this Revelation 8, right? I need y'all to walk with me over here to Revelation 9, I should say. Civic going to stay right where you at. I want you to come over here to Revelation 9, right? I'm going to read you verse 17. This is dealing with one of the seals, if you would. Well, I'm sorry, one of the trumpets, my apologies. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and this is Revelation 9 and 17. And them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and jackets and brimstone, and the heads of the horses was the heads of lion, and out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire, by that smoke, by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their in their mouths and in their tails, for they're like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their thefts. These people didn't stop. You understand? This is why they mad, because they're boasting in their God. They're boasting in whatever it is they got going on. They done lost their minds. Keep on going, Sylvia. Jeremiah 51 and 8.
You say Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed.
We would have
healed Babylon,
but she is
not healed.
So do what?
Forsake her.
And what else?
Let us go everyone into his own country.
Where her judgment reach unto.
Shamayim.
Pause. Now you seen that there when it's had those two women who looked like storks and they took that ephod? Hold on, let me read it for you. See, this is why we got to take our time. You did walk it down. And then it come plain. So what do we see in Zechariah 5? What it said in verse 9? Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, and they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephod between earth and the heaven. Then I said to the Malachim that talked with me, whither do these bear the ephod? Remember, bears in the Sodom means they lifted it up. And he said unto me to build it in the house of the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base. So I didn't read the definition of base. I got it, and I meant to do that. God damn. And when you look at base, that's Mikanah, Meme, Kaf, Noon, and Hay. That's a resting place. That's a base. That's a spot. So when you sit back and you look at that ephod being lifted up between heaven and earth, is their judgment doesn't reach where? Read verse 9 again.
Say we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
She ain't healed.
Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country.
For her judgment
reach unto Shamayim.
And it's lifted up to where?
Even to the skies.
That's what them two women that had wings like storks did, didn't it? They lifted up her judgment to the skies. Because that's what that ephod was. It was an ephod of iniquity. She was weighed in the balance, and she was found what? Said deficient. Let's continue. Yahuwah have done what?
Brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahuwah our Elohim. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahuwah have raised up the ruach of the kings of the Medes.
And for his devices against who?
Babylon.
To do what?
Destroy
it's
it.
The vengeance
of Yahuwah.
The vengeance
of his temple.
Set the standard.
Upon the walls of Babylon.
Make the watch what?
Strong.
Set up the hoop.
Watchmen.
And prepare the what?
Ambushes.
For Yahuwah have done what?
Both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
And owe you that do what?
Dwell upon many waters.
Dwell upon many what?
Waters.
That's the same thing you heard in Revelation, right? Those waters, of course, we're going to read it in a moment. It represents people. Continue.
Abundant in treasures, your end is come.
And the measure
of your covetousness.
See, her lust is way, the end of your lust over with. Come on with it. Yahuwah of hosts have done what?
Have sworn by himself.
Surely I'll do what?
Flee with you with men as with caterpillars. They shall lift up a shout against you. He had made the earth by his power.
He established
the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out Shamayim by his understanding.
And when he uttered his voice,
there is a multitude of waters in Shamayim
that caused the what?
The vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth.
What else?
He make lightnings with rain and bring forth the wind out of his treasures.
Every man
is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood. There is no breath in them.
They're vanity. Notice that it referencing that again, especially when you're dealing with that image of the beast. But let's continue. They are what?
Vanity.
They're the work of what?
Errors.
In the time of their visitation,
they shall perish.
But the portion of Jacob
is not like them.
He's the former
of all things.
Yasharal
is the rod of his inheritance.
Yahuwah of hosts
is his name.
And you are my what?
Battle axe and weapons of war.
For with you I'll do what?
Break in pieces the nations, and with you will I destroy kingdoms.
With you I'll break in pieces the what?
Horse and his rider, and with you will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Now see, that's good. See, that's good right there, man. And that's dealing with the coming of the Lord, by the way. But I want you to look at the other thing that we talked about with the mountains. Drop down to verse 25. Listen what he say.
Behold, I am against you, O destroying mountains, saith Yahuwah, which destroy all the earth.
Now, clearly, a mountain can't destroy a whole earth. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at destroying mountains, this is a destroying government, a destroying power. They're destroying the whole earth with the wine of her fornication and the things of that nature. Continue, good sir.
Saying, I'll stretch out my hand upon you and roll you down from the rocks and will make you a burnt mountain.
Make you a what?
A burnt mountain.
Oh, my God, today. So let's come back to Revelation 17. And read me verse 3 one more time.
So he carried me away in the Ruach into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet.
Now, we know we talked about this before. She was arrayed in purple and scarlet. That's the garments of a priest. It's the game that she kicking. Go ahead.
And scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Having what?
A golden cup in her hand.
Full of what?
Abominations and filthiness.
So in that cup, remember it said the nations are mad from drinking from a cup. So the same way we drink the cup of the Lord, showing his death till he come, you drinking that new covenant, which is shared for many for the remission of sins. Babylon, or that woman who's more bitter than death because her hands is like snares and nets and her hands are like bands. He that please Elohim shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You know what I'm saying? Those who have caught up with the mystery of iniquity, they're going to be taken by her. Because they're going to drink of that cup and they're going to enjoy the taste thereof. It's as simple as that. And when you sit back and you pause and just look at this world as this present time, not to say that America is Babylon, but just look at the framework of the things that's going on of the cup that done drove people crazy. You got grown men saying they women and grown women saying they men. You got people out here talking about I'm a cat and a dog. That's why I mentioned this stuff. You listen to all the retarded, idiotic, imbecilic, immature things you people say out there that they say out their mouth, and you don't realize you done drunk the cup of this wine from this raggedy, slew-footed, maggot whore. You know what I'm talking about? You done drunk that cup. You done drunk that cup and you perpetuating it, and you don't even know it. I literally seen a reel of a lady at that doggone tonight's conversation junk, man, that said some of the most vile. Man, this woman say, man, my husband pay all the bills. He do this with the kids, but he ain't got no ambition. And she say, he got money, but I make more money than him. And as they talking to this woman, you could see the utter contempt in her face that she had for this man. Who doing all, but I'm mentioning that because that's what happens when you drink the cup of Babylon, if you would. You know what I'm saying? That's not to disparage this lady because she drunk from the cup. Her mind gone. She don't know it's gone. That same cup is why little dudes will ride around and like we were talking about that girl that got killed in Chicago and do the junk that they did. You done drunk that cup. Drinking that cup is saying you want princess treatment. You done drunk that cup. Drinking that cup is you want to be a famous rapper that's this, that, you done drunk that cup. Because none of that stuff is of God. That stuff, read them 1 John 2:14, man. And people have to realize that. It's not to be disrespectful. You have to understand you can't have the mind of the world and the mind of Elohim. They don't meet together. He told you, man, the carnal mind is enmity against the spiritual mind. It's not subject to the law of Elohim, neither indeed can be. These things are diametrically opposed to one another because the fundamental principles of which Yahuwah go by, this world does not. It just don't. And you have to accept that. You can't, that's why he told you, man, I would rather you be hot or cold, but you lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out my mouth. You're going to have to make a decision which way you're going to go because you can't stick your toe in the water and then be like, well, you know, I guess I can get in. Nah, I'll get out. That man ain't on that because that means you ain't down with him. See all that waffling? That man know you're not down with him. See, you can do that with flesh and blood people because a lot of people stupid. When I say stupid, meaning they know the truth, but they rather believe the lie because you are pressed to want to be attached to certain people for whatever reason. Yahuwah not pressed to be attached to nobody. You know what I'm talking about? So if you're not down with him, then he don't want to fool with you. He not finna sit around and see if you gonna listen, right? You see a lot of dudes been talking. You see a lot of dudes stick around a woman hoping for the day she'll pick it. You know what I'm saying? Because he really want this woman. This woman don't really like him like that. But once she feel like all her options are gone, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I guess I can get with you. Well, God not finna do that. But people think he will, though. They think he'll just keep chasing you and sit around like a lost puppy, hoping for the day you acknowledge him and say, I guess I can give him a chance. He's not that bad. Because you're not attracted to him. You're not, when I say attracted to him, I'm talking about, you remember he said, blessed are those whom I choose, who I call to draw near unto me. See, you're not drawn to him. See, when he put it out there to draw you to him, you rejected that because it wasn't attractive to you. Meaning you didn't find it desirable. Like I said in Isaiah 53, we didn't see any esteem in him that we should desire him. You didn't find it honorable. You didn't find it pleasurable. It's not something you wanted. But once you felt like, okay, I guess it's good for me now, that man not going to be there. He's not going to be there. Because he got self-respect. He's not going to do it. And that's a part of when I mean you drinking the cup. Because you listen, man, I keep telling y'all this here, man, because it's prevalent to the world that we live in. Especially if you watched a lot of television, if you listen to a lot of music, and you watched a lot of movies, you drunk that cup all the time. And when I say this here, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. Things can get into your subconscious where you begin to develop certain thought processes, of course, unbeknownst to you. It's not no blame to you know what I'm saying, to any of us, because you live in a society and you only could do what you knew to do at that particular time. Because what do most people do, Civic? Watch television. What do most people do? Watch movies. What do most people do? Consume music. Listen to multitudes of different compositions of music without realizing that you're being socially engineered and conditioned to think and view the world in a particular fashion. But none of these views are ever going to be consistently congruent with the will of the Almighty Elohim Yahuwah of hosts. It's never going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? It's actually to create a mindset, heart, and spirit that is actually hostile to God. You know what I'm saying? We don't even realize that. It's to make you hostile towards him. So that hostility gets taken out, that you'll never serve him in Ruach and in truth. These people know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Is this a Most High only stream? Oh, if you asking if we believe in Yahushua being the Son of God, that would be accurate. Yeah, that would be accurate. Yeah, you got to wait it out. You feel me? You got to wait it out. 1 John 2:14.
Say, I have written unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of Elohim abide in you. You have overcame the wicked one. Mm-hmm. Love not the world.
Love not the what?
The world.
Why?
Neither the things that are in the world.
Why?
If any man love the world, the love of the Abba is not in him. For all that.
Remember, one of the definitions of world in that Greek is the ungodly multitude that's hostile towards Elohim. You can't be in love with a world that's hostile towards Elohim and think the love of God exists in you. That's not possible. Because with Yahuwah, you're going to have to pick a side. And you're going to have to stand on that side in the matter, in the face of all opposition. You're going to have to stand on that side. Go ahead.
Say, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Abba, but is of the world.
And that's why you can't love the world, because everything in it is the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Because the desires of this world is not the kafats or the things that Yahuwah finds pleasurable. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. And it is what it is. And now you have to have proper perspective. Okay, if you like, because I could put it this way, right? You have some people be like, okay, you shouldn't listen to secular music, but you watch secular movies. Nigga, it's the same. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same. You're going to get the same influence that you got from watching that film that you did listen to that record. But what you should, now, I'm going to tell you, before I got in the word, I have never, in my 45 years of living, ever been influenced to do anything from listening to a record. But to be fair, I know a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying? When I say I know a lot of people have, not necessarily I'm speaking to people I know personally. I'm just speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people have been influenced to do that. I have not. You know what I'm saying? I listen to all manner of records of dudes rapping about selling dope. That never made me want, look, desire, calculate, think, plan anything about selling narcotics. Life situations made me assess, do you want to make this move? You know what I'm saying? The hell I look like listening to a song and try to shape my whole thought process and personality off a record. Nigga, you got to be the lamest nigga walking. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought, like, you gotta be lame. Nigga, I'm listening to Scarface at 14 years old. This nigga talking about, I'm talking about Jesse James, man. This nigga talking about killing niggas, man. I ain't never looked, I'm gonna kill me a nigga, man. Scarface said shoot a nigga. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious, man? You can't be serious. But it be happening though. When you don't have no direction or guidance, you know what I'm saying? That's how it happens. He said, are you listening or are you hearing? Straight, you know what I'm saying? Like for real though. Because now I'm a little bit more headstrong than most, so maybe that was the case. You know what I'm talking about? But everybody not like that. And you have to realize that. And I know I done told you this before, but one thing with your children that you should never make the mistake of, to think that they think like you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, they not you. You know what I'm talking about? They not you. They don't have your spirit. They don't have your soul. They don't have your personality. You know what I'm talking about? You can try to put elements of your spirit in them. You know what I'm talking about? You can develop their character, but they not you. Meaning, just because that's how you handle a situation at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, don't mean that's how your son gonna handle it. Because he ain't you. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the things that you experienced and dealt with that help you be whoever you was at that age, he didn't have that. Because his life different than yours. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that into account. Because if you ain't give him the game and he'd make an opposite decision of what you felt like he should have made, because if it was you, you would have did that, you really going to be frustrated with yourself and take that out on Jit. That's your fault. Because you didn't teach him. You didn't tell him. You didn't prepare him. Because you just assumed he was going to know what to do because that's your son. Most fatal mistake you could ever make. Because what did the son tell you in John 5, Civic? As the Father have done, the Son do likewise. Everything I heard of my Father, I say unto you. Everything the Father do, the Son do. That means his Father told him, taught him, showed him what it is, and he didn't bank on, son, I know you just going to do what I do because you my son. He didn't bank on that. Now, I'm going to make sure I teach you. So if God did that, then you can't open your mouth and say that's not necessary because now you're telling me you wiser than Yahuwah. And we know that's faulty. You know what I'm talking about? That goes for everybody. I'm not separating myself from that. That goes for all of us. If the Father himself say, you know what? I'm going to show my son everything that I do. I'm going to teach him everything that I want him to know. Everything I want him to say, think, do, I'm going to give him that information. So when he faces a situation, he'll do it exactly how I would do it because I trained him. I can't say I'm better than God and I don't have to do that. Because if the Almighty Elohim, who give breath unto all, whose wisdom and understanding cannot be calculated and measured in any shape, form, or fashion, still have the diligence to do that with his son, I don't have no excuse. You don't have no excuse. We don't have no excuse. And we have to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Read that John 5:16, man, in case somebody think we're making that up. So then you come back to 1 John 2.
And therefore did the Yahudim persecute Yahushua and sought to slay him, because he had done these things on the Shabbat day. But Yahushua answered them, my Abba work hitherto, and I work. Mm-hmm. Therefore the Yahudim sought the more to kill him, because he had not only broken the Shabbat,
but he
also said that Elohim was his Abba, making himself equal with Elohim. Mm-hmm. Then answered Yahushua and said unto them,
what did he say?
Truly, truly, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he see the Abba do.
What he see the who?
What he see the Abba do. For what things soever he do, these also do the Son likewise.
For Abba,
love the Son
and show him
all things that himself do.
And show him
all things that himself do.
There it is. There it is. That's just something for us to consider. You know what I'm saying? That's not like ragging on us. You know what I'm saying? That's for something us to consider. Because if the Son say the Father did that with him, and then we need to do likewise. You feel me? That's right. That's what he's saying about my Abba's business. That's just something for us to consider. You feel me? Because that's not that's just how human beings is. You feel me? You feel like because your children are of you and they may be around you, that you begin to think that they think like you, or they gonna see the world like you see it. You know what I'm saying? But without actually instructing them on that. So then when they don't do that, we end up getting frustrated with them. But the reality is we're really frustrated with ourselves because we know we should have told them that. We should have taught them that. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't because we were expecting them to instinctively do what I would do. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is that's not fair to them because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. And again, that's not a negative. That's just for a lot of people. That's just how human beings are. That's not a black thing. That's not a white thing. That's not a man thing. That's not a woman thing. That's just what human beings do. Oh, you know, my baby know what to do. That's my son. That's my daughter. They know what to do, but they really don't. They're navigating in the world they ain't never been in before. You know what I'm saying? They running into situations and circumstances that they ain't never seen before. So they figuring that out in the moment. So that's why we got to make sure we prepare them to the best of our abilities. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing when you can say the best of your abilities. You can only prepare people at the highest level of capability that you have. And after that, then guess what, Sylvia? It's on them. It's on them. Remember what we read Wednesday, what the Lord said, take heed that no man deceive you. I've told you before. I mean, I've given you everything I've got to prepare you. Same thing Paul said. He said, I haven't kept back nothing profitable from you. Because you know it's going to be some wolves creep in unawares to scatter the flock. I done gave you everything I got. What that boy said in Fitz, I gave you everything I got to give. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else to give you. And that's what Paul said, hey man, it's the time of my decease. The same thing Peter said. He showed me I got to put this tabernacle off. Because once I done gave you everything I got to give, it's time for me to go lay down. That's something you had to realize as a man. Once you done gave everything you got to give, it's time for you to take your rest with your fathers and go the way of the earth. It's time to lay down. One of the things that really irritate my soul the most when I hear people say, man, don't let the world use your talents and don't give them to God. That's the dumbest thing in the world. That man don't care nothing about them earthly talents we got going on. You know what I'm talking about? Because the talents you think that he would use to benefit him ain't no talents you would actually use. Because the talents that he gonna give gonna be by his spirit. That ain't got nothing to do with the talents you would use in the world. But don't nobody tell us that though. You know what I'm saying? Like when you read 1 Corinthians 12, he say what? He severed withal willingly the people of the spirit, right? Some the word of wisdom, some the word of faith, some understanding, some word of exhortation, all these things of that. Man, God give you your talents by his spirit. Not no talents that you might feel are natural talents. That's not how he operates. But guess what, Sylvia? Guess what they don't do? They lie to you and tell you that. No, that's not how he operates. He give you a gift and say, go use that. Because it's not a talent that you have. See, there's a difference what we look at as gifts or talents, which are natural, and gifts of his spirit. You know what I'm saying? Gifts of his spirit ain't got nothing to do with any natural ability you might have in anything in life. That ain't got necessarily a gift from God. That could just be genetics. That could just be time and chance. That could be a gift from God. But the reality is all the gifts of God is stemmed from his spirit. And those things are going to lead directly to the ministering of his people and to the exaltation of his son, and therefore to the exaltation of the Father who sit above. That's how they operate. That's how it goes. That junk trickle back up to him. Everything gonna be by his will. If it's a gift from God, it's gonna be something that's gonna facilitate and bring esteem to his name and perpetuate his perfect will. Straight like that. That's how they operate. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care if you play sports and you say, I want to thank God. That man don't care about your football game because that don't benefit him. That don't bring no esteem to his name. It don't. How did that minister to the saints? How did that serve the people of God? It didn't. So what does it matter? It don't. You know what I'm saying? Did that push the gospel to somebody might hear and repent? It did not. We don't look at it like that because you don't realize that that's drinking the cup of that whore. You know what I'm saying? It'd be small, little nuanced things like that you realize, well, you just drunk that wine from that whole man. Now you boasting in your pride whole time. This man don't fool with you. That's how you end up saying, depart from me, you work of iniquity. I never knew you. That's how that happens. And we think that stuff inconsequential. And you think a nigga being a douchebag and being pedantic and this, that, and the third. When nah, my nigga, that man said straight gate, blood. That's what he said, ain't it, Civic? Mm-hmm. And he said, if the righteous are scared, if it's going to be difficult for the righteous to be saved, where the sinner and the ungodly going to appear? It's just for us to understand how serious this is, man, because everybody ain't going to be able to get it in because they're going to want to twist it a little bit, make the standard a little lighter. You feel me? Nah, he not. Finish 1 John 2:17, blood. Judah, what it do, my G?
It's saying the world pass away and the lust thereof, but he that do the will of Elohim abide forever. Little children, it is the last time, and as you have heard that anti-Mashiach.
Oh, back that up. You just read the love, not the word. Read that again.
Mm-hmm. Say, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Abba is not in him.
It's not in you.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Abba.
Tell them what the pride of life is real quick, man. See, that lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, man, the desire of your flesh and the desire of your eyes, man, that junk get you trouble every time. Because it's going to pull you off the path.
Alexonia, that is empty braggart talk and insolent empty assurance, which trusts in its own power and resources, shamefully despises and violates divine laws and human rights.
Hold on, slow that down. Read that again. Listen what he say the pride of life is, man. I want you to understand what insolent mean again, because we didn't talk about that before. You know what it mean to be insolent?
So the first definition is empty braggart talk.
So pause. This is empty boasting conversation. So you boasting emptily. It's the pride of life.
The second one is insolent and empty assurance.
Now, when you look at insolent, that's an arrogant lack of respect. So in your lack of respect or your lack of fear for God, this gives you false assurance that he going to save you. We got a lot of examples for that. Lord willing, I deal with them tomorrow. A lot of these things are also representative of the cup of that whore that we talking about. Yeah. That bald-headed, maggot, slew-footed hoe.
Third definition is an impious and empty presumption.
Now, when you deal with an impious, that means you unfaithful. So in your unfaithful presumption, what you think will happen for you?
They say, which trust in the stability of earthly things.
So then you trust in the riches of this life. You trust in the things of this life. In your faith, in your unfaithfulness, you trust in nothing. What did we read earlier in Psalm 62? If riches increase, do what? Don't set your heart on them. He said, amen, labor not to be rich. Cease from your own wisdom. He said you can't serve God and mammon because you're going to hate one and love the other. So this is what he said, if the righteous will scarcely be saved. If it's going to be difficult for them, what you think an unfaithful transgressor going to come in at? Because you're going to have to be able to contend. You're going to have to be able to fight to get in that gate. Everybody ain't going to want to do it, man. It's no different than anything in life that you seek to do that would be considered of a high level. Everybody ain't going to be willing to do what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Case in point, just in general. Everybody want to be a millionaire, but everybody don't want to do the work that's required to become one. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to make the sacrifices. Nobody wants to take the losses. Nobody has the discipline. You don't have the drive. You don't have the hunger. You want to hang out and chill. You ain't going to be able to do that and achieve that. Because you know why? Because people who actually become that, who on the internet, who be lying, because they be selling fake schemes. And I was talking about this the other day, right? Check it, right? Y'all remember during the pandemic, what you seen everywhere, Sid? Everybody was selling, because I mentioned this in regards to this. There's a company here called BG Ventures. They're being sued because they're using a creative financing tool in real estate called Subject to or Sub to. That means subject to existing mortgage. So what that means is a homeowner who might be underwater in their house and things of this nature, you come in as an investor and say, hey, I'll take over your mortgage payments. But guess what? That mortgage stays in the homeowner's name. And you might pay them a few dollars, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? To assuage them. You may get the loan payments caught up. You try to find, a tenant buyer to come in, pays a hefty down payment on the rent. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, make you some bread. Well, these people stop paying the mortgage notes on these people's houses. Guess what happens? These people get foreclosed on. Guess whose credit get affected by that? The homeowner. Now, there's a lot of people who are selling sub-2 courses. A lot of people who sell them sub-2 courses, you know what they wasn't doing, Civic? Buying houses subject to. And I mentioned this here because I'm like, if you remember during the pandemic, everybody was selling tax credit repair courses, but them people wasn't doing no credit repair. A lot of them people were selling tax preparing courses, but them people wasn't doing no taxes. A lot of people were selling people courses on how to get you a big rig to do box truck running and all that there, but and real estate courses too. But the thing that most people didn't know about them people who were selling them courses, them niggas wasn't doing that themselves. And you notice most of them niggas who sold them courses, they switched to selling you another course, because I told y'all then, them niggas scamming, my nigga. They're not giving you the snapshot of a life that they actually doing. This nigga ain't selling no houses. This nigga ain't got no trucks. You know what I'm talking about? And guess what happens, Civic? Guess what these niggas ain't doing no more? Ain't none of these niggas selling courses no more. Because they took a situation and circumstance where an industry was particularly hot at a particular time and know that people wanted money, and they use your lust and the pride of life as an opportunity to sell you something and get your bread and skate out the way, and you left broke because you put your money in XYZ and ain't getting nothing out. Because these niggas knew what they were doing. Now, I can't speak on them other industries like that I mentioned outside of the real estate one, because I knew that with that real estate one, because I was around too many people in it who, the ones who was actually doing deals didn't have time to sell courses for real. You know what I'm saying? Because every time they tried to do it, they couldn't do it. Because we grinding, we doing this, that, and the third. And a lot of them would step to the dudes who were selling courses and say, man, show me your HUDs. You know what I'm saying? These are the closing documents. Show me you done closed the deal. Here go mine. These niggas never show them. So a lot of times, especially with the internet, you got niggas selling you a false life because they going with your lust of the eyes. You want this, I'm going to use that desire against you. That's how the people get you to drink the cup, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? This is how they kick the game, and you gotta be able to peep that. That's why you have to mortify that's why they say you have to crucify your affections and lust with a Mashiach. You don't get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you haven't, I don't care how intelligent you may be, you could get caught up with that. Because it doesn't mean that you're not smart. It's just that your desires could overtake you, because that's what's going to be your motivation. So when desire is your motivation, you overlook the obvious things that's telling you shouldn't fool with this. You know what I'm saying? You overlook it, you disregard it, you explain it away in your mind that it's not really what you're seeing. Never let lust be your driver in nothing. You know what I'm saying? Never. Can't do it. Can't do it. Say betting on XYZ with no ABs. Hey, man, listen, man. I remember, I said that to all the time. I knew what them niggas were doing. Because I know that hustle. Because that's recurring income. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sell you these courses. You notice they always say $499, but we're giving it to you right now at the deal of $99. How the hell you got a $500 course and you willing to sell it to me for $100? How valuable is it really? It's always discounted, blood, all the time. Is it really a 500 deal? No, this boy trying to get 1,000 people, 1,500 people, 5,000 people to shoot him that 100. And he trying to run this for as long as he can run it. This nigga don't own nail truck. This nigga ain't flipped nail house. This nigga ain't wholesale nail property. He said, I'm that hit the streets harder than crack. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Especially, during the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, especially with the logistics industry, man, you know what I'm talking about? Because stuff was shut down for real and they had a shortage of drivers, they played on that. And then get what them crackers did? Oh, we ain't gonna pay y'all for these loads. Because what I heard them dudes saying who was in the business, and I know Barry can speak to it, you seen what they were doing. They were trying to squeeze out the owner-operators and make it a corporate conglomerate. That's what they were trying to do. The same way that I didn't say that then with the trucking stuff because I wasn't intimately involved in that. But I told you with that real estate junk, what they probably were trying to do, they were trying to make it a renter's nation. And now what you hear people screaming about, that it's extremely difficult for people to buy a home. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. They knew what they was doing. You say that junk was janky. They knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And then when I seen more dudes who was in the trucking industry talking about it, like this here, man, they want to squeeze the owner-operator out. Because the owner-operator can't deal with the high overhead for the low pay to keep his truck going. And they know that. So then when they squeeze them out, they get with their corporate buddies and they give them what they ought to pay. And then they bring you on as an employee, and then you don't have the ability to, I get paid, I spend my money, then I pay Uncle Sam. You get paid, Uncle Sam get paid. They know what they're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take your head out the sand and take your head out your butt, and you can see how the type of the game these people playing. When you see the type of game that these people playing, then you don't put no trust in their system because it's not designed for you to win. So it's better, sir, to do what it is that you do, and prayerfully the Lord increase what you got going on and serve God and be happy. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Just like he said, there's a man who have great riches yet have nothing. And there's a man that have nothing yet have great riches. Because he say, you know, the poor of this world who are rich in faith. Man, if you rich in Yahushua, how you broke, nigga? You want to judge it because by Federal Reserve notes, you's a goofy of the goofiest. Because you care about what's Caesar's and not what's God. You telling on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is perspective. This ain't say to be broke and not do nothing, but you telling on yourself. He said, where your treasure is, your heart will be also. Your treasure at the United States Treasury building, my nigga. That's where your heart at. Because you're going to go down right with it. And it's based off the lust of the eyes, which means the love of God can't be in you. Like, we have to be real about that. We can't dance around this stuff, man, when we talking about stuff when we dealing with a heart issue. Because if we got that type of stuff in our heart, we got to get it out. Because if we don't get it out, it's going to hinder us from becoming perfect in Elohim. It's going to hinder us from being conformed to the image of his son. It's going to hinder us from receiving the Ruach HaKodesh under everlasting life. You keeping yourself from a free gift. This man got a gift sitting right here, want to give it to you, and you like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want it. That girl over there got something better. Man, that whole coochie stink. She don't bathe. She sleep with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand how stupid you got to be? I'm being dead serious, man. You know how retardedly dumb you got to be to want to be chasing behind a woman who give her body to everybody? To everybody. She'll have sex with anybody. No discriminatory standards. No nothing. Shoot, come on, get you some. And you kissing her in the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? You holding hands with her. You sitting up, booed up, cuddled up with her like a goofy. That's how you got to look at the world in Babylon, man. You wiped up the chick that everybody hit? Everybody? She said she's the great whore. That means she ain't faithful to nobody. Man, you really got to sit there and think about that, man, for real, man. Then they would have called it a whore of Babylon? Mm-hmm. Whore, harlot is Zanah, right? That means that's somebody that's unfaithful, right? That means this woman ain't faithful to nobody. She ain't faithful to nobody. She ain't even faithful to herself. And you expect her to be faithful to you? Come on, man. 1 John 2:17.
And the world pass away, and the lust thereof, but he that do the will of Elohim abide forever.
He said all that desire, all that stuff you lusting after, it passed away. You know why it passed away? Do me a favor. Isaiah 51:3. Now, we read it in 2 Peter, but we're going to read it from the prophet's mouth. You feel me? We're going to get ready to get off here, too.
For Yahuwah shall comfort Zion. He will comfort all her waste places. He will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of Yahuwah.
That's right.
Joy and gladness shall be found therein, thanksgiving and the voice of melody. Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation, for a law shall proceed from me, and I'll make my judgment to rest for a light of the people.
Go ahead.
My righteousness is near, my salvation is gone forth. My arm shall judge the people. The isles shall wait upon me, and on my arm shall they trust.
Go ahead.
Lift up your eyes to
Lift up your eyes to heaven.
And look upon the earth beneath.
And look at the earth beneath.
For shall vanish away like
because
smoke.
the heavens going to vanish away like a smoke.
And the earth shall wax old like a garment.
And everything.
And they that dwell therein shall die in like manner.
That man say, just like the heavens going to vanish away like smoke and the earth going to roll up like a garment, everybody in between going to die. And you worry about keeping lust in a place that's going to be destroyed. I ain't talking about just America, man. Come on, man. Listen. I really want us to ponder on that one statement that we read from Peter, man. If the righteous scarcely going to be saved, where does the sinner and the ungodly appear? If it's going to be difficult for the righteous to be saved, he tell you sinner don't stand a chance. But we already know a sinner don't stand a chance. Why is it going to be difficult for us? And you know why it's going to be difficult? Because what we read that definition of strive, you ain't going to want to fight. You ain't going to want to keep pushing. You want the simplest, easiest, most comfortable situation possible because you ain't got that fortitude right here, boy. You ain't got that dog in you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't faithful for real. I want you to read that Pride of Life definition one more time. And then we'll come back and read Revelation 17:4. We'll get off here. Or some verses from Revelation 17. Pardon me.
Pride is Lazonia. You got empty braggart talk.
Empty braggart talk.
And you got an insolent and empty assurance.
Insolent, empty assurance of trusting in your own power. I mean, cursed is the man that trusteth in man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And an impious and empty presumption which trusts in the stability
unfaithful presumption of the stability of earthly things.
Implication, self-confidence.
And self-confidence. Curse, read it for him. Jeremiah 17:5. Bump it. Just read it for him. Everything that Pride of Life contains is just Jeremiah 17:5. Now, sometimes when people say, cursed be man who trusteth in man, you think that's talking about trusting in other people. Sometimes it's dealing with trusting in yourself. Not something external, but internal. You feel me? Go ahead with it, blood.
Thus saith Yahuwah, cursed be the man that trusted man, make flesh his arm.
Make flesh his what?
His arm.
See, that's self-confidence, meaning you done made flesh your arm. You believe you your own savior. My God, today. Go ahead.
And whose heart depart from Yahuwah. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, shall not see when good comes.
He ain't gonna see when good comes.
But shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness.
Ain't no water there.
And a salt land and not inhabited.
You gonna die and be in a place where there is no water, where God ain't present. That's dangerous. You feel me? And it comes from drinking that cup of that whore. That's why she got weighed in the balance. You feel me? And she was found lacking. We don't want to get weighed in the balance and be found lacking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to tell you. Man. John serious, man. That man said, this ain't a vain thing for you. This is your life. You got to take your life seriously. This just ain't words on a paper. See, like I said, you could get caught up in it be ritualistic. You're just doing it because this is what you do. You're not doing it because this is what you do. You understand what I'm telling you? It's just what you do, but it ain't what you do. When it's what you do, it's like that ism, man. You already know what it is. It's in you. It's not on you. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to move different. When you get caught up, oh, it's the Sabbath. Let me go do. Yeah, man. When you going to fold. But it ain't going to fold in the way that you think you're going to fold. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fold. It ain't gonna be like what you think it is. A lot of people think it's gonna be some direct persecution. Truth be told, you folded before anybody came and persecuted you. Been quit. You been quit. You know what I'm saying? And you just going through the motions. How you gonna go through the motions with your own life, my nigga? Don't you know you're gonna die one day, boy? And once you die, man, hey man, what Lauren Hill said, man, you should know that one day we all go. You know what I'm talking about? And he said, hey, the path you must choose, You know what I'm talking about? You know that sometimes the path you refuse is the path you must choose. And just like the book tell you, you don't get to pick one when you die. Because ain't no repentance in the grave. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to pick one when you die now. You don't get to pick one when you die now. You know what I'm saying? So stop refusing that proper path. Stop hesitating and procrastinating and deliberating and get your behind up and accomplish what you said you wanted to do. Nobody came and told you to come serve God. Nobody came and forced you to do that. You, out your own volition, said, I believe Yahushua is the son of Elohim. I want to be baptized in his name. That's a public profession that you made. Now, I can't speak for nobody else with a lot of y'all. I ain't came and pressed and pushed none of y'all to serve God. Not me. Maybe other people around here may have. I ain't did it. But for what? That should be something you want to do willfully and wantonly for yourself. Because if you don't want to do for yourself, you're going to give, 50% butt crack. You know what that means. That's half, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, hey, man, you're going to be slothful in your labor and you ain't going to get nothing. You ain't going to get nothing. Nothing. And why would you do this knowing that you don't want to do it and you ain't going to get nothing? You might as well go ahead and, hey, man, enjoy your present pleasures and desires right now. You can halfway do a lot of things in life. Don't halfway do this because you're not going to get a full reward. So you might as well just go live your life. You know what I'm talking about? Enjoy yourself because tomorrow you die. But if you fully committed, man, you got to tighten up on your backstroke. You know what I'm saying? Don't be looking for that good stuff, though. You don't know that song, huh? Tighten up on your backstroke. Da, 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 da. Looking for that good stuff? God damn. Don't listen to the UGK version. You'll be corrupted. Come back to Revelation 17 and 4. No, I would like to say, right? One of godmother mentioned that she said when she was young, she didn't realize how sexual Too Close by Next was. You know what I'm saying? And then people went to referencing all the songs, R&B records that are extremely sexual that you don't realize are not talking about what you thought they were talking about. And I'm mentioning that because we romanticize a lot of R&B records from back in the day, but they were just as degenerate and debaucherous as the music out now. You know what I'm talking about? Case in point, some of y'all ever heard that song? It's like candy. You know what he's singing about? Cocaine. This nigga was singing about snorting cocaine. You know what I'm talking about? Singing about snorting cocaine, bro. That song Encore, she's singing about run it back. Let me get around too. You know what I'm saying? And you sit back and you look at it, and I'm mentioning that there because that's drinking that cup. But you want to, you fantasize it and romanticize it in your brain based off of memories you might have had with your people, or this, that, there, and the third. Whole time these people were perverting you away from your God, and you ain't realize it. Oh, that's good music. That's slut music. A lot of them R&B records from some of them women, man, they wasn't no bad. Nigga talk about Sexy Red. They may have not been as vulgar. They were making the same music she's making. Like I told you before, man, when I found out, what song that was? What Whitney Houston. Man, I can't remember which song it was. But she's singing about Jermaine Jackson. Oh, You Give Good Love. That's the song. She's singing about having sex with a married man. This is who she's singing about. And use the Jermaine Jackson body double in the video. So while you around here talking about you give good, she thinking you singing about adultery, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you singing about. You don't even know it. Come on, man. You got Teddy P say, come on and roll with me. Come on, man. Shoot, obviously the Marvin Gaye sexual healing song is obvious. You know what I'm talking about? And you don't even realize it because you're thinking, man, this good music, but your kid, guy, a piece of my, come on, man. These people singing about all this freaky deaky stuff. And we romanticize that music in your brain, and then your children listen to the same freaky deaky stuff. And you wonder why they horny when their hormones hit. Hell, they've been listening to doggone freaking down music their whole life. Because I say, man, black folks romanticize a lot of these artists, man. Them niggas perverts. You understand me? Like I told you, man, when we were young and when I really sat back and listened to Mrs. Jones, I'll never forget that day because we smoked a lot of weed, man, riding around listening. I'm like, damn, this nigga sing about sleeping with a nigga old lady. Do you understand how many R&B records been made by dudes about sleeping with another man's woman, man? One of the most dastardly, disrespectful, rotten things that the books say you could do. This man say if you do that, you ain't got no understanding, my nigga. That nigga say a wound of dishonor you gonna get. Boy, you know how many records niggas done listen to talking about that, man? This nigga Genuine made a song about Ride My Pony. Aaliyah got a song called Rock the Boat. She ain't talking about being on no boat. She say work the middle. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. Like, for real, bro. Everybody love the Isley Brothers. Between the Sheets, I hear footsteps in the dark. This nigga talking about being a freak. Because, see, we get caught up? The instrumentation, the sound, the music. So you kind of disregard what this person is saying. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what they be banking on. See, with a lot of rap records, you already know what you're going to get. But see, them R&B records, that's where they get you. You know what I'm saying? That's where they get you. That's where they get you. I'm talking about in regards to drinking that cup. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about is to get you drinking the cup. I'm talking about just the thought path. Man, we don't even want to talk about Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack is the most disgusting, vile man that ever walked there. You know how foul you got to be to make something. Barry mentioned, wish he didn't trust me so much. Come on, man. You sleep with your homeboy old lady after he died, and then you know what you had the nerve to do? No, you had to be sleeping with her before he died. Then you sleep with his daughter while you're married to the mama. And you think I'm finna listen to a nigga who makes something? I'm not finna listen to nothing from that nigga. I don't want to hear nothing from Bobby Womack, goddammit. That nigga nasty. I don't want that spirit jump on you, man. When I say that spirit, I'm talking about that mindset. Not the literal spirit. But they ain't no lust spirit jumped on you, but you can develop that mentality from that person, though. And then that's how you move in their spirit. Because that's the reality of having a spirit on you. You adopt their mindset, and that's how you begin to behave how they behave. Look at you in there listening to Bobby Womack? Not Bobby. Whoa. Ron Isley said, well, I feel brother very well. You talking about the song he did with R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. R. Kelly made a whole song talking about trapped in the closet, about sleeping with somebody old lady, man. Made a whole series out of it. You know what I'm saying? You got all them records dudes done made by cheating on their wife and how they trying to get her back. TLC had a song called Creep and Red Light Special. Red Light Special talking about eating vagina. Dog on my Downtown by SWV was talking about eating vagina. And you sitting around here singing it. If you was born in the 80s and then came of age in the 90s. You sitting around, you don't know what she talking about. Man, I remember being young, listening to the Chronic, man. And I'm like, you know what? My mama shouldn't be letting me listen to this. You know what I'm talking about? I'm 12 years old. Like, you know what? I'm listening to this nigga talk. Like, should they really be allowing us to listen to this unsupervised? This nigga talking crazy. Now imagine you growing up and you hearing a record that say, Mitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I don't even want to tell you the last part because it's too vulgar. Come on, man. That nigga Snoop had a song that was literally said, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Come on, man. He did wear a Sam Cooke suit to his funeral. That's a low down dirty nigga. Just on fundamental man principles, man, I don't listen to Bobby Womack music. Just as a man. He was a hell of a freak. Oh, yeah, 666 Mafia had a lot of stuff with Bone. Bone literally had a song called Ouija, Are You With Me? More murder, nah. Ouija, Are You With Me? The song was called Mr. Ouija. And we 15 years old playing that whole every day. Because the melody sound good. We did know what he was saying, though. You know what I'm talking about? It was like them niggas here is wild. I ain't getting a Ouija board. See, my adoptive got me Usher Confessions Part 2 as a child for Christmas. My God, today. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? And that's not no knock. He say Prince. We were talking about that there. Prince Little Red Corvette by the one night stand. You know what I'm saying? Now, and again, it's no ridiculing us. You know, we was in the world. You ain't know no better. But I'm just talking about the aspect of, man, these people be talking about some other stuff in these records, man. If you really slow your brain down and listen to what this person is saying. And all of that is the part of drinking the wine of her fornication. Because that wine of her fornication leads you to be unfaithful to God. That's why I'm mentioning all these things. Because you know, one thing they know, they study us. And one thing they know about black folks is you like music. They know that. You like singing, you like dancing, you like the instrumentation. They know what type of sounds you like. They know what type of drums you like. They know all that, man. These people be studying up, man. They know all that. You know what I'm saying? They know all that. But I really just want you to, some of your favorite records that are quote unquote secular, listen to the words, man. I ain't talking about them rap records, because them rap records are obvious. You know what I'm saying? That's a given. I'm talking about them R&B records, especially certain R&B records that you might hold in high esteem. Really listen to what them people are saying and what they talking about. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, that's how I was or felt when I realized that Cloud 9 by the Temptations, what it was really about. I was like,
I don't know. I ain't never heard that song.
Yeah, they talking about being high.
Getting on drugs. Cloud 9, getting on. The same, remember, like they said, when Muffin was little, she really, really like Love Come Down. I remember I said, do you understand what she's singing? This woman talking about having an orgasm. This woman singing about having an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? But you don't realize that. You took love, come down. You don't even realize, man, this woman's singing about having an orgasm, bro. This is what she's singing about. And you don't realize what that does to your subconscious when you listen to stuff like that. So Crystal said she didn't know in high school rock the boat was sexual. That's what they be banking on. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear it melody-wise, how it's sung, you don't realize that this is a degenerate record. As far as behavior is concerned. You don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just to be perceptive. I ain't telling you you can't listen to nothing. You can listen to whatever you want to listen to. You know what I'm talking about? But shoot, you better realize what you're listening to. Them just ain't no songs, man. You know what I'm saying? This just ain't no songs. And I say that because you have to get out of the romanticizing of you wanting to see it like this, and it's not. Because you got to understand something. Record companies put out music to make money and to socialize a society. Because it's already been proven that the CIA is in bed with Hollywood, because Hollywood is a propaganda arm. If any of you are familiar with the history during World War I and World War II more specifically, they put out a multitude of propaganda films because this is how they manipulated and socialized the people to think about this war and the way that they wanted them to think about it. And if you think that they would be willing to use the intelligence agencies to use propaganda in films in the late 1930s and 1940s, you'd be foolish to think they wouldn't do that with music. You'd be foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because entertainment is the greatest form of influence in this particular society. It just is. You know what I'm saying? It's how they operate. You say you're being shocked with all the song references you didn't know about. Shoot. Yeah, you just got to listen. You just got to listen. You know what I'm saying? Some songs are obvious. A lot of them, you know they are, but you not really, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. It's a whole lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire songs, man. Them niggas sing about other gods. You know what I'm talking about? They sing about all type of stuff. You don't realize it. He said, man, Jimi Hendrix and Charles Manson was in the same army platoon. That's crazy. You know what I'm talking about? That's wild. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Does that mean every song is perverted? No. But a lot of them are. Do you know what I'm saying? When I say perverted, meaning just perverting the sexual conduct that godly people are supposed to be participating in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm mentioning that because they never wanted you to be godly in the first place. Because this is all me just discussing this from 1 John 2 and 17. Love not the world, neither the things in the world, because the world is hostile towards God. So they want to have you having the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh so that you can continue to be hostile to his cause. You say when I was a kid, I was singing Freak Me by Silk. Now, see, that was obvious. Like nothing was wrong. My parents let me listen to the entire 12-play album when I was little. That's crazy. Let's see the song like Freak Me by Silk. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you look at a song like Forever My Lady by Jodeci. He's singing a song about impregnating a woman he ain't even married to. You know what I'm saying? Or you look at Stay. You looking at a song where a man has cheated on a woman and he asking her to come back so he can do it again. You understand? Then they come out with a song called Fiending and I'm Freaking You. These are things that you hear, and this stuff go in your subconscious, and whether we want to accept it or not, it can for a lot of us, not all of us, but for a lot of us, it can shape our worldview. Straight them down. Look at all these women who talk about they hot girl summer, this, that, there, and the third. You never thought about a hot girl nothing until they rolled Megan Thee Stallion and the City Girls out there. Now you got women who ain't even on that type of time that have adopted that mindset. And guess what they're going to be? 40, ran through and lonely with bastard babies. Now it might not be your reality, but it's a lot of other people's reality because they drunk the wine of her fornication and they let that influence them, and that led to destructive behaviors that had life-altering consequences. The same way that a goofy nigga listen to a record, we gonna slide on these niggas. Who I smoke, I'm gonna drill me a nigga. Now he dead or he in prison. Yeah, you look at Drew Hill, tell me what you want. What you think he telling them what he want? You think he talking about tell me what you want for dinner? That man say, tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if it ain't good enough for your baby. And the only thing we can remember is them dancing around on stage. The whole time, these niggas were talking about dancing around in somebody's drawers, man. You say, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. And that man singing about another man's old lady. You know what I'm saying? Look at Carl Thomas, I wish I never met her. This nigga literally singing about sleeping with another man's wife. You say classic music still. Now I can say Anita Baker might have had she might be one of the few artists that didn't have sexually degenerate music. You know what I'm saying? That I can recall. And I ain't just saying that because I would only pay to see Anita Baker live. I can genuinely say I don't recall any song she had where it was like, this is other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just a woman singing about, hey, I apologize. This woman made a song saying, I apologize. If I did you wrong, I apologize. How many women do that? I apologize. Not many. Let me stop joking. I don't know if you heard this Lil Jon CD, but they put a bonus song called Ooh. Oh no, you could. I wouldn't have. Oh no, I never bought a Lil Jon CD. Oh no. I never heard a Lil Jon record past anything they played on a music video. Come on, Revelation 17.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand.
Handful
of abomination
and the filthiness
of her fornication.
That's why I mentioned it, because he said Babylon with that cup. All that stuff I did mention, I'm just mentioning something that's just easier for us to understand the abominations that's in that cup and the filthiness of her fornication and how easily we get defiled with it and drink that cup. Yeah, I never listened to Candy or Soleil intentionally. At least their albums anyway. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I ain't never bought no Soleil album. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never bought a female rapper album in my life, man, outside of Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? No. They wasn't making nothing I was gonna listen to at that age. Go ahead.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of what? Of harlots.
And the abominations
of the earth.
Pause. Give him mystery, give him Babylon, give him harlots. Mysteries. You know, we grew up listening to JT Money. By the time Soleil and all them popped up, man, shoot, we was almost grown.
Mystery is Muserion, that is a hidden thing.
So pause. We know this is the hidden thing. Babylon means confusion. Well, what it got in the Greek? Okay.
We got generally as mysteries, religious secrets confided only to the initiated and not to ordinary mortals, a hidden or secret thing, not obvious to the understanding, a hidden purpose or counsel.
See, pause. See how that takes us back to the mystery of iniquity? A hidden purpose or counsel. What's the definition of Babylon?
Confusion.
So they have a hidden purpose to confuse you. But what does confusion mean when we look at it in Corinthians? It means disorder. So there's a hidden counsel to have you disorderly. But disorderly against whom? You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. And a harlot.
That is porne. You got a woman who sells her body for sexual uses, or you got metaphorically it's an idolatress.
You have said so. This is a mother of idolatry, or the biggest thing that you don't realize you're doing, you prostituting yourself. See, you think prostituting yourself is just going out here selling vagina, but prostituting yourself is selling yourself to the highest bidder, and whatever that might look like.
It says one who yields herself to defilement for the sake of gain.
Yielding yourself to be unclean to get some type of profit. You know what I'm saying? This is a part of us. This is what she's birthing. People who defile themselves for gain. That's why that was interesting. Like when I told you about, like with y'all probably done seen it by now, with Terrence Crawford talking to Channing Crowder. When he said, for $100 million, you can have my soul. He said, that's you. Now we know your character. That, what he said, is the mass majority of people in the world. More specifically, in America. You'll see niggas selling their soul for less. Niggas looking at Channing Crowder crazy because he's selling soul for $100 million. Niggas selling their soul for less. Nigga, a lot of niggas selling their soul for a few $100, nigga. There's a lot of people selling their soul for somewhere to stay. With facts and Joseph, with no shame. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And I saw
the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
And when I saw her,
I wondered with great admiration.
Pause, because we'll come back and deal with this here. Say you made you think of Esau when you heard that exchange? Absolutely. He said she made her think about Esau when she heard that exchange. What good is my birthright seeing I'm home? You see that's literally what Esau did. He was a harlot. You know what I'm saying? For a particular gain, he was willing to defile himself. Listen, man, pray be to God. I think one of the kids picked Zechariah 4, which is why we even looking at what we looking at. Because, you know what I'm saying? We got to periodically go back and look at stuff with Babylon, but we know we can approach this from so many different angles, man. And I know we ain't went through Zechariah 5 in a long time. We ain't even got to I thought we would talk about them horses. We ain't even got to that yet. Because when you're dealing with Babylon and things attached to that, it's a lot of outs and ins and outs. You know, hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. I appreciate y'all this evening, and I bless y'all in the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with the Lord. So let Yahuwah be esteemed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you feel me? Like, peace, brother Joseph, man. That ain't mean to, you brute me. I ain't mean to go on no tangent about them doggone me, but I mean that though, because we really have to pause and look at how we've been drinking because we only look at, a lot of people only want to discuss that cup from a religious standpoint. You feel me? And drinking that cup is not just regulated to that, especially when you look at the definition of the words. You feel me? Somebody who's willing to defile themselves for gain, someone who has a hidden purpose and counsel of confusion, and you think that's just regulated to religious circles, we're doing ourselves a disservice for even thinking in that type of capacity. You did. Shalom, Jay. You too. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at that in the totality, we could have the ability to say, okay, we could shift things. You feel me? Amen, man. Praise you who indeed, man. You feel me? That's all it is, man. Because you got Babylon is running the game. You did. You're running the game, man. And I don't know, like this here, right? I don't know if a lot of y'all really dealt with whores before. I'm talking about real stomp down, dirty foot whores. How Babylon is described, that's how they behave. Hey man, love you too, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how they behave. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're unfaithful for gain. And truth be told, if you really dealing with real deal whores, they keep up a lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? They keep up a lot of confusion. have you discombobulated if you're not accustomed to that type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So you can see natural things and you can see how that stuff play out. And then you can see why he say not to have love for the world or the things in the world. Because you get cut up on that. The same way he told you don't lust for a woman's beauty with your eyelids. Man, you can't be lusting for what the whore of Babylon got. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when you got to take Psalms 37 into play. And you got to remember they end. That's why I mentioned a lot of stuff about having perspective and knowing how to move. And we definitely have to consider, man, that man said, if it's going to be difficult for the righteous to be saved, boy, where the ungodly and the sinner going to appear? It's going to be hard for them to get it. And why is it going to be hard for them to get it? Because of the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh and the pride of life, man. That's why the Lord had those statements, don't take no thought for your life. That's why he told you, hey, man, where your treasure is. That's why he had these statements. You can't serve two masters because this man already know what's going to go down. And it's really just stuff that's coming out of the Tanakh anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that man say, man, he could take a beggar from the dunghill and bring, that's nothing. That's nothing. And that junk can happen to you real quick. See, some people will hear that and they think, oh, that's poor people talk because they thinking you're telling people to be poor. You're not telling people to be poor. You're telling people to have the proper mindset and perspective when it comes to things so those things won't corrupt you because they will corrupt you way faster than you think they would. You know what I'm saying? Way faster than you think they would. Because, you know, we're not a proponent for that, man. Hey, man, if the Lord bless you, man, go get your money, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Long as you getting revenue by right and doing righteousness, man, shoot. May he, man, let that cup overflow. That what it's saying. Man, get all of it. See, a lot of people, man, they go to trusting in it. You know what I'm saying? They go to trusting in it. And when we live in a society where we know we ain't even got real money, it don't even make sense for us to trust in it. You know what I'm talking about? But just wait and consider, man. Y'all willing, man, we'll be back on tomorrow, make it do what it do. But until that time, we'll catch you again.